People, and possibilities.
From the den at Calcoast Beer downtown Paso Robles, here's Rich and Frank on People, Pints, and Possibilities.
People, puns, and possibilities.
Do it again, Jake. Jake, come out here and show them what you got here. Dude, exactly. Nailed it. I'm Rich.
I'm Frank.
And it's People, Pints, and Possibilities.
Yeah.
Are we feeling good?
Feeling great, man.
Hell yeah.
It's
Welcome.
Friday. It's a beautiful day.
Welcome to the den. We're in beautiful Paso Robles, California. We have a guest here that is extraordinary. And we got Ryan with us, dude. The guy's amazing. We're just somehow when we get together, you're going behind the scenes. This could get out of hand right
We've
here.
had a lot of meetings off camera and non-recorded.
This is actually recorded, so I'm kind of frightened right now. I'm the Vibe Titan.
Dabbler.
Hanging with the Dabbler. Do you have a nickname?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Did anyone ever give you
You know,
a nickname?
I give nicknames all the time. All my people have nicknames. I don't have one.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, I don't need one. I'm not
do.
saying I
You
need
just
one.
don't
What's
know.
your favorite one-star Google review nickname?
Oh, Jesus.
'Cause
Don't get
we
me
have
started
them.
on the review game.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that. All right. We're hanging out with Ryan, the owner of Paso Robles Brewing Company.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, hell yeah. We hang out all the time, try to help each other every chance we get. And now
You guys
we're
were like our
officially-
big brother when we were getting started. I have to say, I'm sure you remember, but when we were, under construction, it took forever, obviously, because we're in
that's
California.
what it does.
But we would have our manager meetings here all the time.
Dude, your whole crew would come in. We appreciated the love, and we felt like we should at least try to help you through anything that we fucked
I
up.
feel like you guys have been brothers to us
Yeah.
from the get.
Absolutely.
And that it's one of the few relationships we have in town.
Don't
with not
repeat
just
our
another
mistakes.
business,
that's how beer is supposed to be, and so we believe in it.
You invited
know?
us in. Remember, you showed us how you did it because we had a million
Anything.
questions about how you put the brew house together and how we were going to do it.
Dude.
So it was really helpful.
And the reality, I don't know if I know you subscribe to it because we're there all the time. There are no secrets. It's like this weird thing. Sure, you can give us a recipe or whatever you need, but there's no secrets in anything. Like good businesses are good businesses. They try to help each other, and like if somebody has what we're doing and we can and they can help them, you still got to execute it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could give someone
What
the
yeah.
Firestone model.
People
but
see
they
what you're
still
doing.
have
They can
to do
copy it
that.
if they want to.
Yeah, shit, people do it. There are, by
mean-
the way, there's no hidden secrets anymore. The information is all you can AI that shit right now.
Yep.
Although
I mean, it brings us to marketing. What's marketing? Can you tell me? What is it?
No,
No,
it's,
this is one of my favorite
impressions.
questions when
Okay.
people
shit people say
come in. They're like,
marketing.
"Hey, what are you doing for marketing?" I'm like, "Define marketing," and then it
Hold
has
on.
never been more weird.
Hold on. Also, this I can guarantee you, I'll get you 1 million impressions. What the fuck does that mean?
I know. What? No one came in the door though.
Right? No, but you don't understand. It was 1 million impressions.
Everybody saw it. You know
They-
what it
they
reminds
all
me
liked
of?
it.
It reminds me of, and this I'm gonna get in trouble. I always get in trouble when I talk about marketing, but I call it dumpster filler marketing. That old perfunctory, stupid bullshit no one reads. The free thing that they always, it's always to sell. We put 1 million of these into circulation, yeah, but nobody reads it.
Oh yeah, no.
Fire starter.
Nobody reads it. It just you drop a pile of them at 10 businesses in every town, and they put them right in the dumpster.
I love this one. You won best brewery
Oh,
that
yeah.
has 12 tables inside of it with 4 chairs at each
Now,
table.
please buy
and
our
2 doors
advertising.
that open. No, and you can buy the plaque
Oh,
that
yeah.
goes on the wall.
And if
'Cause
you
you're gonna
don't
want to commemorate
but if you
this.
don't buy it, if you don't buy the page ad to thank us for this award, we're gonna actually erase you from the whole thing, and no
You're
one will
fucking
ever
out.
find that
You're
you
out.
won anything.
What, Frank, why does your face look nervous right now?
We're in trouble. We're in trouble now. We
Frank,
just
like,
started. and We're
oh,
already in
yeah.
trouble.
We're barely.
Fuck.
Woo!
So, a little bit
okay.
about Ryan.
So
Let's get some history.
subscribe, comment, follow us, get the algorithm going, get the marketing
Oh my gosh.
people going. Dude, we are so pumped to have you. This dude has got some crazy LA stories for us. If you don't know, he obviously moved up to this area and got in the wine industry, and then took a chance and did just like our crazy asses. Cashed his whole fucking life in to start a brewery, and so we're gonna hear about all those. How about hearing
decision
about
ever.
you?
Oh, listen.
And
Yeah.
we don't know what we're going to do next, any of us,
I mean,
right?
I'm assuming you guys are similar. You've had different lives in your life. I always say I don't know if this is my 5th or 6th different entire life in my life, but it probably is. You know,
And either way, you're maximizing all of them.
try to, yes.
Right.
I mean, it's always about this or better. This or better. I've been a dream chaser in my life. I've foregone security for adventure.
Yeah.
And I do have a very strong belief system in that a life well lived requires adventure.
Is there something that scares you about, like, let's just imagine Ryan with a stable job and you just show up every day, and it always sounds like we're putting these people down, but we just can't do it. And you're just doing that every day, and you're going to work there 30 years.
Honestly, I have a lot. There's some envy there. To be honest with you, because well, no, and as I've gotten older in my life, all my friends are buying houses and taking vacations and shit. I'm just plugging away. I just reinvented my whole life again. You know,
They got the ski boats.
yeah, I don't have shit.
fun. You're like,
you know, I
fuck.
kept starting over, but it was really because I was chasing dreams and adventure.
Hold on,
know?
you live the same way? You look at everyone around you, and you're like, they either have $800,000 in credit card debt, or like they're doing something I'm not doing.
Well, I have a good friend, one of my best friends in the world. We went to college, we were roommates and stuff, and he's been Mr. Stability, Mr. Awesome Job, Mr. Corporate Guy. And I mean, he's in a whole different space in his life from me. Like, and he's had an amazing, like, unbelievable career where he's, you know, never really worried, I don't think, too much. And I've had the other way where it's always like, okay, here we go. Like, we're going to chase this thing, and with no security, no guarantee whatsoever, right?
But we need the stability people too, because if everybody was coming and going
Absolutely.
out of our lives,
If everyone
it'd be
was like
chaos.
us, the world
It'd
would be
chaos.
crazy.
Dude. Just straight chaos. Yeah,
Just trying new
especially
shit
you
with
and
no
I,
guarantees.
If they spun
Pass
us
them
up
around.
and let us go, it would be chaos. Dude, Tasmanian devil shit.
There's something about it. You know, my parents were entrepreneurs.
What do we got here, Ryan? Tell the people what we got.
Okay,
here.
this is our old school IPA.
Could I
okay?
have one, Frank, or you can have
I
two?
I was
These
trying
are
to
ours,
see what
I
it
think.
well,
No, just here you
okay.
go.
Yeah, fuck.
The whole
This
pass
is like
down.
this is
Frank
kind of a
likes beer.
throwback IPA for when. Remember, there was a time when there was IPAs, but there wasn't the West Coast name. Remember that?
No.
I don't remember when that time. Maybe it's the '90s, early 2000s. But
Yep.
but West Coast to me, as I learned about beer, meant there's just no malt.
Just no more.
That's how I define it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a scholar, but I would say, like, there's no malt. When you get a West Coast IPA, very little malt profile. Early IPAs, maybe the Stone type of IPAs, or maybe a Lagunitas, they had a little bit more color, a little bit more amber to them, and they had some malt.
The more special.
And I remember also big hop profiles, like bitterness. Like,
Yes.
remember they started. Remember that at the original style was 100 and something. Or 70 to 80 to 90 IBUs.
Yes.
Right?
Now, do you think they presented that way at the time because you weren't used to drinking that kind of stuff? Because
It's true.
it was hard for me to get
true.
that bitterness
So
down.
Craig would say, our mentor, who doesn't exist because we haven't had him on, he would say anything over 70 you can't distinguish.
I
what
think
you're
that's
even
probably
drinking.
true.
Yeah, like it's not.
It might linger a little longer on your palate or something. But this one,
Oh, yeah.
And if you saw this in the
Oh
glass,
yeah, put a little glue gun right there. A little. Oh yeah.
What are the IBUs on this?
little tree?
Do you know?
I'm not sure. It's 70 something or 65 or
beautiful.
70 or
All right, look at look at.
Smells sexy.
Explain the
cannage?
logo, the can, the.
I think this might be our third generation can.
All right.
We you know, they've evolved a little bit. As you know, you come up with a can. I mean, I don't know how one does this, but
Fucking glue
We
and
just send
duct
it to
tape.
Martha and say,
Chicken wire.
and sometimes, you know, this is a cool company I found that prints directly on the can,
Yeah,
and I'm able to like pay a small fee and get samples made.
everything's for a small fee.
it's,
no,
who
this
is it?
Cool. It looks great.
It's called Heart. Man, I recommend
Yeah,
them to you one
and that's
time.
who we use.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, look at that.
hello,
Look at that. We have
see?
something in
We're
common.
Collabs. So
I didn't know you can get black caps. That's pretty
Oh
dope.
yeah, and well, what's cool is the metallic colors, and some of these things, you know, you draw them up on your computer, and it's an LED screen, so you
Yeah.
really don't know how it's going to look. So I'd get these samples. I was like, and some of them were accidents.
Dude, this right here with the black cap to me says like a Chevy Nova just souped up with a badass engine with blacked out wheels, dude. That's what I
this
see
is
right
an interesting thing to talk
Right?
about too, because you know, in the beginning,
You're
I
in my
thought.
head.
here. Yeah.
In the beginning, I thought I knew we weren't going to do distribution, so I thought, well, why name beers? why name them like the Schmengy IPA or the
Shimmy Coca Pop.
Yeah, we just stuck with what
do
the
the
a
schminky,
bee.
schminky IPA. God damn.
Dude, we never came
You
up with
took it
that.
from us.
we just stuck with what the beer was. But I think maybe I was being a little too boring
Our beers are just the beer.
because we've done a few other things that have, sometimes people want a strawberry blonde.
We've gone both directions. So I think, okay, let's just talk through this and then we're going to go back to you being crazy and growing up in your life. We've gone both directions. You're right. So when we started the brewery here, and we'll get to the same naming because we're there, we didn't have any TVs because I was like, man, we want people to talk to each other.
Yeah.
That was kind of that heightened period of like people being over Facebook and
Totally off
there
the
was
tack.
no Instagram,
Yes.
right? Like it was
Creating
inundating
a third
us.
place.
And then you go from that, and then you realize it's not that you change, but you're like, okay, it evolves like everything,
Yes.
right? And we weren't naming beers either. And like you said, if you want to have a brand, people actually love it and they want to identify with it. And then you don't have, so it's kind of like you're doing both things, but we both can admit it got too fucking crazy with the names.
Yes. Yeah.
People got too ridiculous.
Well, where you look at a can, you don't know actually what the hell it is.
Yeah, it was like you thought you were the cool guy, and nobody wants to say like, "Can I have fucking shit stained underwear?"
Yeah, I mean,
brown?
can I get the schmengity
accurate.
schmengity bedang? And you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
Now you got to have a
You're like,
conversation
"Oh,
about what the
but
hell it
Judith
is.
Pea
in the
stain
back,
lager.
she loved it.
We're
Yeah,
going with that.
So yeah, we stayed away, and I don't think we've named anything. Have we named anything? Maybe
Stiletto.
we
Stiletto's
started naming them.
Stiletto was the newest thing we named.
Stiletto.
Okay, and that was an interesting story. But we named it because I thought, well, one, I had the patent and I needed to use it.
Stiletto?
You have the patent.
Yeah, the top
How do you
trademark.
get a patent? What the fuck?
You got to
do
get a
mean?
good lawyer first, and one of my buddies is
Oh,
an
that
IP
sounds
attorney.
expensive.
It's not that bad.
We
It's
have
not
a
that
few
bad.
beer names that Frank's daughters came up with, and they should be patented.
The hardest
And,
thing, it's like because patent
And
attorneys
Lexi's out there. She's been giving me a hard time about this beer name. We got to get this patent, girl.
don't say it on the air. Then
No,
someone
I
might steal
won't.
it.
I won't.
But like,
doesn't that account for like we made it first? If I say it right now,
no,
Doesn't-
no, because
how about I heard you can mail it in the mail to yourself, and that counts. Have you heard that? You don't love that.
no,
either?
what it is you have
No,
to. I mean,
feel
the
like
hard.
he knows what he's
it's-
talking about here. We should let him.
What it is it's,
pay a lawyer.
You have to avoid the likelihood of confusion. So you can have a million different names trademarked like that, but nobody else in your industry. So if someone's making stiletto shoes, I can still trademark stiletto in my category of beer or
Right.
alcohol products, right?
Right.
So, but the problem is everything's protected now. Everything's been trademarked. It's so easy now to do it.
Hold on, I'm gonna throw one out. It's gonna be innovative.
Okay.
California Coast Beer Company.
I don't think you can. I don't even know. You might not even be able to trademark that. It might be
They
too
said
generic.
you can't trademark
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
No.
I
No
mean,
one
there
knows
is a California Coast Beer Company.
Hold on. How about a California beer company?
No.
Have you seen those shirts around?
Oh, I've seen those. I've seen that. Yes. I know what you're talking about.
All right, all right. I heard they.
And we're
sell-
going to get in trouble if we go too far
Oh,
down that one, too.
all right. But you're right. So, a California Coast Beer Company, which we were thinking, it actually is. So, somebody who made fun of us. What the hell was that Instagram account that made fun of all the wineries?
They did?
It's the one that went away.
When Doug left?
Wasn't Doug. It had to be Doug. But they were like most innovative name, California Coast Beer Company. Yeah, because
Well, look at ours. Paso Robles Brewing Company is
Yeah,
not exactly
dude.
genius idea.
And you have to take that to slow. That's an awesome.
Yeah, I got a lot of
conversation.
questions about it.
Love it.
But we did trademark that name, too. We
How do you
trademarked
trademark?
Paso Robles Brewing Company, Paso Brew, Drink Paso we own.
How the
Okay.
fuck can you trademark Paso Robles Brewing Company?
You got to
Nobody
get a good
owns the
attorney,
word
like
brewing.
I told you.
Nobody. Oh no, and you own Drink Paso.
Yeah.
Is it Drink Paso or Paso
Drink
Drinks?
Paso. We own it.
Does
So-
anybody have Paso drinks?
Do you
You probably couldn't get it.
God damn
You
it.
probably couldn't get it now because
Get
I
a lawyer.
have that.
can't afford it?
Yeah.
You can't.
Oh, you
Likelihood.
can't reverse it?
Likelihood of confusion. You're gonna
What
get in
an
trouble
asshole!
there.
This guy's fucking like you're like what was
We're-
the company that owned all the
We were doing
URLs?
construction, and he's fucking getting patents, and
Woo,
you're a
he's like,
smart son of a bitch.
Hey, what was with the hot chicks? The company that was on the ads that owned all the URLs. www.
GoDaddy.
GoDaddy,
Daddy.
dude, you're
So-
GoDaddy of beer names.
Well, that's the thing. The trick to trademark though is if you're not using it, you can't keep it. If you don't use it, you lose it. Right?
Oh, and you have to
Okay.
keep paying for it, right?
Nope.
No.
You do need to renew it every so often. I think every 5-10 years. I don't know,
All right.
but The trick is everything's taken, so you have to make up words like Zazzle and Yahoo and Google. These are that's where it's at now. You've seen, because everything in the world is trademarked.
It's horrible. That's why you don't fucking name anything. You just call it IPA.
Exactly, because
you
no
own
one can
it.
sue you for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
How about Bohica Deepa?
And I would say that, again,
Can't
to the
trademark
litigious.
IPA.
Well, do you know that Stone? We can talk about them a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
They sued Keystone. I don't know if you knew about
Oh,
this.
yeah, I
they
knew
were like
about that.
they were like, I don't know what it was. I heard millions of dollars into this lawsuit against Keystone because Keystone had their pack of stones or stone pack or whatever the fuck it was.
Right.
And they were claiming likelihood confusion, like who's buying Keystone and confusing it with Stone. You know what I mean? But
You're
they spent a lot
shitting
of
me.
time suing Keystone for that. But that just shows me, to me, they got a little bit litigious, like too litigious.
Don't you think like?
But they
okay,
didn't
this
win
is
that
just
though,
me.
right?
I don't think they did.
don't
I
think
think
they
they
This
spent
is
a lot
just
of
me.
money.
If you're suing somebody over something like that,
You
it
really
tells
think they
me
were
that-
hurting them?
I was gonna say that tells me you're in a bad way.
Yep. Your focus is wrong. You're focusing
your
on something
energy
that
is
is so
wrong.
not the problem with your business. Fender's going through this right now. There's about Fender musical instruments. They're doing this
No.
right now. It's interesting.
Why?
Because I just keep crushing it, and
They're trying
everybody
to-
knows the brand.
Fender's trying to sue every company that's making. They're trying to go back and sort of re-trademark or re-protect the body shape and their guitars. And-
Okay.
Like that kind of Fender?
Yep. Yeah, that company. I love Fender. Don't make okay. I love Fender, but they're different.
Here you go.
Yeah, let's fix that. That's okay.
I knew this was going to be chaos.
I know.
I really like that 10-tacker.
We can fix it. I got a rubber
No,
mallet.
it's
We'll
fine.
take it.
We'll just tack it. No, this is the only thing we don't own. They don't pay us, and we don't know them. So, Fender, if you want us to fix this, send us a new one.
Great
How about
company,
that?
but they're trying to fix their sales dip by suing other companies and eliminating
That's what I'm
competition.
saying.
Just make
Yeah,
a better.
no,
Just
there
make
we
a better
go. Now we're
product.
going back up there.
Just make a better product.
Someone's going to put a beer on that.
Make it.
Oh,
that's actually a good beer stand. All right.
Okay.
Okay. We digress. Let's
Sorry.
go to you and just your early days, LA. Let's talk before you're going to end up at wineries.
Wait,
you're
are
gonna
you
end up at
born and
breweries.
raised West Coast?
Wisconsin,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey,
Okay.
what is it?
Okay.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Go, Pack, go.
Yes,
Is that right?
yes.
Did I do it wrong?
Bam.
Nah.
I wasn't very impressed with whatever you
Fucking
just
killed
did.
that. That's gonna
Yeah, it
go
was
on
I am a
Instagram.
pack. Look, when you're raised in Wisconsin,
You have to be a Packers
What
fan.
I mean, look, there's not a lot. There's not a lot to
Cheese
hang your
and
hat
Packers?
on. Cheese, beer, and Packers. You got that, and so you hang your hat on
Fucking
that.
drinking beer.
And some
No,
cold ass weather.
Beer and brandy.
Dude, they're professional drinkers. though,
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I think
Why
so.
is that? Is it just
I
in
think
the
it's
blood?
winters, it's
like
cold.
European, like
Definitely I don't know. There's a lot of European influence in Wisconsin. German, Polish, Irish.
What's
just
the beer
grow
of
up
choice
that way.
over there?
It's probably in Wisconsin. I'll tell you, it's Spotted Cow. It's New Glarus.
Spotted Cow.
Spotted Cow. Yeah, I don't think you can get it this side of the Mississippi. But it's
never-
you know what it is?
Definitely
It's
not
a farmhouse
California.
ale. Have you ever made a farmhouse ale?
No.
I'm too afraid to do it. It smells like
Ugh.
poo sometimes.
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah. Oof.
But that's their
well,
beer,
it
and that is
needs
a huge beer.
It
That's-
needs a wafting air, whatever it is. Cow
it's
shit.
a really good beer though, and New Glarus is like that's the beer. It used to be Miller Lite.
So where in Wisconsin?
Can you get New Glarus here?
No, you got to smuggle it in. It's like trying to get Yingling or
weird.
something.
Yeah, Yingling doesn't come this way.
Great beer though.
They never will.
Love that beer.
They don't give. That's Zach's favorite right there.
That's a
is.
great beer.
They don't care for the politics in California. Weird.
I wonder
Oh,
why.
that's strange.
Let's talk about
let's
that.
talk about
No,
Spencer
let's get
Pratt.
let's get into some politics. That's the best.
Let's talk about votes getting canceled.
Everybody wants to hear that.
Oh yeah, they'll love that. Beer guys with
Well,
politics take. So
Back
to Wisconsin.
dream chasing. Let's talk about that because I
Okay.
feel like you guys are kind of this game, right? Done different things and traveled around and moved and changed
Yeah.
your life, and like I said, a life well lived, I feel requires adventure. Yeah,
Yeah.
And I didn't have that. When you're a kid, I think when you're a kid growing up, like, what do you want to do with your life? You're just kind of limited to what you've seen people do. You don't even know. Like, I was such a movie nerd when I was a kid. If you would have told me I could, like, I didn't even conceptualize that when I'm watching Star Wars hundreds of times, that people worked on that. People had careers and they get to work on that movie and fart
Yeah.
around on the set and play with stuff.
Yeah.
And have, you know what I mean? I didn't even know that was a career.
That's the whole
You know what I
credit
mean?
thing at the end.
Yeah, I get it, but it just, it washed over me as though, no part of my reality thought, well, I'll just do that one day or something.
Yep.
I had no idea, especially even coming out of college, I had no idea what I would do with myself.
Right.
I got a business degree. Now, before I tell you where I went to college. I want you to just treat me like a normal person, okay?
You did not go to Wisconsin?
No, my
University
dad
of
really wanted me to go to UW. I went to Arizona State University.
Oh,
and look,
pitchforks
I'm
up.
just a regular guy. I'm not some like genius who you can't relate to just because I got a business degree at ASU.
Hold on, you went to ASU because you like blondes and fake tits.
It was look. I didn't even know what I was getting into. To be honest, I went to ASU. I'd never been west of the Mississippi in my life.
You know, Craig told me, he coached me up. He's like, when I went there to visit him, he said, do not turn around to look at the hot women because you're going to miss 3 more walking
Listen,
past you.
look,
Just look forward.
I mean, it was
Solid
like
advice.
4 years at Club Med. Okay, I didn't know what I was
And
getting
you were
into.
in the heyday. What years was ASU?
93, the 90s. It was really just
Dude, was Jake Plummer there?
yeah, he
on
was
the
in my
road?
classes. Pat Tillman, I had 2 classes with him. He was a
No
marketing
shit.
major.
Did you read Pat Tillman's book?
No.
Oh,
no.
that's good. You got to.
I'm sure it is.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
It's not his book. They wrote it after him, but yeah.
I was gonna say.
Though that time at ASU, I mean, we actually played in the Rose Bowl against Ohio State, Joe Germain and Eddie George,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
we
yeah.
were literally scored to go ahead with 56 seconds. We would have won the national championship that year with
Was
that win.
Craig
I
playing
agree.
at that time?
No,
He was right.
he was right there.
because he was 99.
Because he just missed
or
Tillman,
so.
didn't he?
Yeah, 9. He was right after those guys. Yep.
but what an
Because
exciting
Craig
time.
played, but it was still good. So Craig played with I remember Todd Heap.
Yep.
Who was the defensive end that played for the Baltimore Ravens all the time?
Suggs.
Adam Archuleta. Yeah,
Archuleta
Terrell
too. Yeah, they were all
Suggs.
there during my
Dude,
time.
they still had dudes.
Yeah.
Like they were rolling. Yeah.
That was just a great time to be at that school.
And now he's just a skinny brewer who just paddleboards. in the morning.
So after that, I get my degree and
So
everything.
you go to ASU. What's your degree in?
Business management.
Communication. Oh, business. All right.
And people be like, "Yeah, man, see." I'm like, "Yeah." I honestly, my high school was harder than my entire college career.
Oh, that's refreshing. My daughter's about to go get that degree,
Shout
so
out
that makes me
ASU
feel
academics.
I'm just
Pitchforks up.
I think my high
That's
school.
how you know about
I think
patents.
I had a 3.79 average in my high school out of like 410 students. I think I was barely in the top half of my class.
And that's because you just went to class.
I guess. Well, my high
showing
school
up.
was incredibly academically competitive.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Like-
so you go to ASU. Where do you go from there?
I got a job out helping this small business in town. I didn't know where I would fit in. Actually, I had 2 interviews. I had an interview with Philip Morris Company. They flew me up to Monterey and like gave me the whole interview. I was going to be a territory sales manager. You know? And they're like, "We'll give you $38,000 a year and a minivan."
You sling smoke.
And
Hey,
they're like-
what the hell will you do with $1,800 a month?
I mean, at that time, I was like, "That's pretty good."
Right?
You know,
Like,
they flew me
son
up
of a
there and
bitch.
interviewed me.
Park that minivan right in front of a high school.
The other
After
interview,
taxes.
the other interview was with Gallo Wine Company,
Okay.
and I took that job for $35,000 a year and to go move to LA.
Gallo.
Yeah, I lasted 6 weeks.
Bartles and James.
Home
I
of the-
hated it.
Home of the high noons.
Oh man, it was a terrible job. I had like 17 Ralph stores, and I had to go in and like dust the bottles, and hey, can I talk to the who's the alcohol manager? We've really got this great Bartles and James Tiki set up, and we'd love to put it on an end cap this summer. I just couldn't get into it.
That's
I
how
couldn't
that
get
works?
into. Yeah, and
You're like, put her there, pal. Just
yeah. And it was like run away from you. They didn't want to talk to you. And I just knew, and I saw my
Like we
boss's
do
job
now.
and his boss, and I was like, because they recruited me hard and they paid to move me out. There was a whole thing, and I knew like day 2, I was like, I hate this, and I was like, oh shit. So eventually, I end up like 6 weeks in, I'm like, I tried to call my manager. He was out of town. I had to talk to my manager's manager, and this guy's like, this dude from UCLA, he's like, I played on the volleyball team and blah, blah, blah. And, you're just going to have to learn to work, son. I'm like, listen, man, sorry. Look, I don't need the work lecture or whatever. I just don't like this job. Honestly, I don't want to be the president of this company. How about that?
We're breaking up.
And he's
even for $4 million.
not for what they're paying me or nothing.
Oh my
So
god.
so he says, fine, but you got to talk to the old man. I had to talk to like the senior vice president.
You
This
talked to
old-
Gallo himself.
No, but this guy was
Mr.
way
Gallo.
up there. And they're like, yeah, the old man. And I was like, great, I'm going to go in his office. He's going to chew me a new one, So I go in there and he's like, what's up? What's the matter? And I was like, look, man, I've been here a few weeks now. This is not for me, And he goes, well, fuck it then. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's like,
Actually, I like this job
the
now.
recruiter guy's like, I
actually
recruited you,
pretty
man.
cool.
You're quitting on me. He was all offended by it, because maybe I ruined his record or whatever.
Dude, you know why? Because once a year they fly them to Austin to go to Dave and Buster's and do.
You hired the most guys.
You win the award to go to Dave and Buster's and get a Fender guitar.
So
so
know
you
why you
didn't
hate
love
that.
it.
long
so
story
much.
short, I end up quitting that job and moved back to Phoenix area to Tempe, Scottsdale. I end up working for this small business there, blah, blah, blah. Really bored. I'm working at this like really boring job. And I had all these dreams. I really did want to work in Hollywood. I wanted to be a writer.
Okay. I believe that. I
But
love that.
having known nobody, I mean, I just knew nobody. I was like, I really wanted to work in a creative capacity, and I'd always been really good at writing. That was always my strong suit. I could write a stream of consciousness paper the night before it's due and get a straight A. And I had teachers accuse me of having my parents write my papers because I was kind of a little bit of a troublemaker at some point in my middle school years. But I
don't see it at all.
I don't know. I know it's hard to believe my love for authority and all.
Yeah.
But I had all these dreams. I had these, and I had my little desk in my cubicle, my little screenwriting 101 books, all these unfulfilled dreams. And I was getting older. I was 24, 25 at the time. And I had no idea. I was just remember thinking, what am I doing with myself? And then the big thing was 9/11. That changed my entire life. Because I remember thinking, oh my God, like these people, they're just like me, probably. They drag themselves out of bed. They hit the snooze bar 10 times. You drag yourself into this shitty job that you hate, and then you get killed there. I just remember thinking, this is such a tragedy. Like, I just was like, I'm not doing anything ever again that I don't have passion for. I just knew right then. If a plane hit where I was working that day, and I hadn't done shit, I would have been like, Ryan went to work at a job he hated and then went home and did it again. That's as much as you could say about my life at that time. And I was just like, that I don't care. And I needed to get rid of that nagging thing in me that would have never never forgive myself if I hadn't tried.
That was
I was like, I don't care. I'll go and I'll fail, and that's great. And then I'll just move on with my life knowing that I tried. Now, I had no idea trying to move to LA, not knowing anyone in the business was like the dumbest thing you could ever do. Like, no chance of working. Like, and the way that it happened for me, I would never tell someone to do it that way just because there's just no way. But I had a miracle career. I really did. I was so laser focused at that time.
But hold on, you're starting a string of things that people out there, this is what we have a passion for. You had that like defining moment, that catalyst, but you did the one thing that people fail to do.
Do it. You got to get
Take
out there,
action.
take a chance, man.
Just fucking
Yeah.
send
And
it.
and like I said, it
Frank
felt
moving
easy.
to Cayucas, us starting a brewery, you starting a, you right?
It felt
the action. You
Yeah.
have to take action.
And it didn't feel like such a risk because I just wanted to get that monkey off my back. I did not want to look back and say, what if I'd tried? So I knew at the very least, I could at least say I tried it and it sucked and I hated it and it didn't work and then move on. But I knew I couldn't move on with my life if I didn't try.
And how many people are out there that get the tingly feeling
Yeah.
and then they don't take that one step
I
to
know.
do it, and then it dissipates, right?
And I would argue the more you do it, the more that it gets easy.
it actually calls you more.
It does. And I think that I really do believe that you won't have that passionate sort of primal urge to do something that you don't have any ability to do unless you're just a crazy person and you go try out for
Right.
American Idol and you suck.
You mean
most times you have
mean
a capacity
subconsciously, you know
that you could do it.
You have the power to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you wouldn't be thinking about it.
I don't think so.
Frank and I, we got interviewed by who interviewed us and asked us. Oh, it was Dixon in our podcast, and he said we said it the exact opposite ways. But he said, what would you say to someone who's out there thinking about starting their own business? And Frank said, if you're questioning it, you shouldn't do it, right? And I said, which is the same way. And I said, if you're thinking about it and asking yourself, you can do it, right? And we said the exact same thing. Yeah. Just if the mindset is, I don't think I can do it, that's not for me, then don't do it.
You should know in your mind that is adventure calling you.
Fucking, the mountains are calling and
that's what's calling you, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And again, back to the no pain, no gain. That's with everything in life, whether it's with your body, mind, or your spirit. No pain, no gain. So you really do have to take these sort of, even if they're not a calculated risk. I mean, if I knew really the business the way I learned it as I got into it, I would have never gone.
So you go to LA, you just send it. How do we arrive in LA? And
I had one friend,
Mr. Studios. I'd like to talk to Universal
I was
Studios.
trying to sneak on the studio lots, and by the way, it's really hard. You can't do it. I mean, I was willing to do just about anything, but like I said,
you're there at the height though of the now
2002.
Oh,
2002, and
it's
Hollywood's
booming.
rocking at that moment. And I had the last final run of big, huge Hollywood studio productions. I mean, my first movie I worked on was Terminator 3. $180 million. I mean, you're on a movie set where you're, 101 day shoot. You're spending.
The budget for food is more than we do.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, the kind of budgets that these movies had and what you're doing is just so incredible. It's like the ultimate adventure you could ever be on.
What did you do though?
Now, when you get there, you start out as what's called a PA, production assistant. Now, again, in the world of competitiveness, like jobs, I always say this too, like it's crazy to look back on it because to get in deep where I got in, and there's only of these types of movies, these big studio movies, there's only a few hundred people in the world ever working on these movies at any given time. It's not that big an industry. You quickly learn who the players are and you work with the same people over and over. So and by the way, there's a mile long of people that were willing to kill you and do your job for free. And it's different from sports. Like nobody,
kind of like a brewery.
Like I don't look at a guy who's like 6'10" dunking and awesome and think like, oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
But when people look at Hollywood jobs, they think anyone could do that.
All of them.
So they immediately, there's a million more people there that want to like take that job or try to get that job. But at the end of the day, for me, it came down to hard work, resiliency, being like accountable, taking initiative. Initiative got me my whole career there.
What did a PA do?
Usually you stand about 5 miles from the set and you say rolling and you make sure like a car doesn't come down the street or you make sure a pedestrian doesn't walk into the shot. As you get more trusted by the crew and
you move closer.
You move closer to the camera.
They're like step 5.
In the beginning, you're not getting anywhere near that camera. The actors shut up, go out there, listen to your walkie-talkie. Don't say shit on the walkie-talkie. It's a very competitive industry. I have to tell you, it's the intensity. I've never seen it anywhere else in my life. Not in sport, not in nothing else. So when I got there, I was just ready. I was ready to do anything.
And it is who you know.
I only got that job. Literally, it was crazy. I called the production office of Terminator 3. At the time, they had this magazine called The Hollywood Reporter. And you could look in the back of the Reporter, and it would tell you the crews that were crewing up for movies. And so I needed to get with like the assistant.
You needed to find those people.
These assistant directors that run and schedule the movie. So I'm literally calling this production office like every single day. I was over a month. Mm-hmm. I definitely put 30 or more phone calls in. And then one day they're like, okay, because I'm just trying to get a low-level job. This is a job that's going to hire 6 PAs.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, hold on. I'm ambition. You're describing something out there. The people that are listening, I want to be on a movie set versus I'm looking this shit up and I'm hunting down the people who are in charge of there and I'm putting myself in their way.
Yes.
Yeah.
How are you paying your rent in the meantime?
I had enough money to stay for 6 weeks.
Send it.
And then it was it. I was literally going back to mom's couch after that. But again, I didn't care. I was like, as long as I'm here sleeping on my buddy's couch, I'm going to keep calling, keep anything, keep trying to do anything.
And you keep doing it. You're on the hunt now.
So Terminator 3, they're in pre-production. They're in, most of the crew's there, but they're scouting. They're kind of finalizing the schedule. And so, but they had a lot of big days. So they're like, well, they got delayed. There was a delay in the 3-4 weeks. So they're like, okay, all these dummies that are sending their resumes, let's just interview them because there's days when we need like 100 bodies to lock up downtown LA. And so like a guy like me could get a day here and a day there. They had their staff that you could get on the movie the whole time. And then there was always day players, but you wanted that staff job.
You just had to be hungry.
Yes, I went into the interview and I was like, look, guys, I'm 25. I'm not a kid. I've never been on a movie set in my life, but I will be there when you need me. I know what it's like to manage people, to work hard, to be there, to learn. I'll learn quickly. I literally had the interview, like an inspired interview. I had an amazing interview.
I graduated from ASU.
Oh, yeah. I don't even think I bragged about that, It was more just they could see the passion in me. Like, I'm only here to do this. I literally would do anything. I'm sleeping on a couch right now. This is why I'm here. And I just think they knew that they saw that passion. They wanted to give me a chance because they hired 5 people like me that had there were 20 movies in, and they hired one dipshit who'd never been on a movie set in his life, and that was me. And by the end of that movie, I was the number one guy.
That's how Frank became a SEER instructor. You raised your hand.
Hire one dipshit.
Hey,
I'll do it.
All right.
I got that chance out
Good
of that
for you.
interview, and
So-
I'll tell you what, I
so
never
you got a
stopped
chance.
working.
You got an opportunity.
Yeah.
So how long did you work in Hollywood?
14 years. That movie, I never stopped working after that movie.
I have no idea how you didn't end up like some crazy producer. With all due respect, like
I'll tell you what, my
because
second,
you have the personality for it in like my mind. I guess
I was on before. Then now you have to understand, like Hollywood changed a lot during that time. By the time I got, it was like I think my 6th, 7th year or 8th. I don't remember what it was of being on set. Like you get 3-4 years in there, you can run an entire set. So like it's a job, it's a high intensity job, but you're working with all kinds of crews, grip, electric, teamsters, hair, makeup, wardrobe, camera department, extras. You're working with all these. It's just such a dynamic job. I can't even tell you. Like the second AD, the assistant directors on any movie, they are like they could do anything in the world. I'm telling you, with the intensity and just the multifaceted nature of that job.
You mean they're so skilled and badass?
You just have to do everything and be everything all the time and just be like just so on it because the pressure,
like a brewery owner,
the pressure couldn't be higher.
Did you travel all over the place?
All the way. I worked. My second movie was Bad Boys 2. Okay,
Bad Boy.
Yeah,
I got the call, and again, non-union, so they're like, "Look, we can't fly you there, and we can't put you up, but we'll pay you if you drive out." I drove from LA to.
Hold on, you're still non-union at that point?
Now, how's this? Now, if you're a grip electrician, you're a transpo, you're a hair, makeup, wardrobe, camera. You need to do 30 days as a non-union person getting paid like shit, and then you can join the union after 30 days. What I joined, and I still am a member of the Directors Guild, you need 600 days. 600 days to join the union.
Wow, that they're calling out.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Not hours, days. And you got to document all your pay stubs.
Yeah, because if you work
that negotiation
60
didn't
days
go
on
well.
a film and then you wait another 3 months and then get another, now you got another
Took
90
me 4 years to
days.
get those days.
Holy shit.
And I did it
And
faster than anyone ever saw.
You got in the union.
Yeah. I got my letter framed from Sandy Foreman. You get it from New York. You got to send a book this thick of every paycheck, every call sheet, every production report, and you got to ship it to New York City.
We need a copy and we're going to post it
Dude,
right there.
it is a bad, no, I'm telling you now,
That's cool.
You find anyone who's worked in real Hollywood, especially the studio system, and you show them that letter, like that's a badge of courage.
So my grandma was the secretary, for lack of a better term. She was the administrative assistant for the lead editor of the films in the big at Universal Studios in the big tall building
Been there
where they
many
watched their. And her boss flew all over the world. He was the guy with the handcuffs, and the
briefcase.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they traveled all over.
Yeah.
Like, movies were the shit.
And
these guys lived in Malibu and made...
Yeah. We were still shooting on film when I started,
Yeah.
You finish a film mag and it's like, check the gate. And they got to check the gate. There's all kinds of things that don't
was
happen
crazy.
now. It's a very interesting world and a great world, I have to tell you.
So you...
I did that for years.
What happened?
Why?
Just went from
You're killing it, dude. I love this book. I'm in.
Went from movie to movie to movie. But now what I didn't know was when you work on huge movies like Terminator 3 or Bad Boys 2 or like my third movie was Hollywood Homicide with Harrison Ford. I got a million stories about him. But you don't meet writers on the set. I didn't know that. Writers run TV shows, so they're there all the time. But typically on feature movies, there's no writer around. That stuff's all been done now. So I never got to meet like that part of the industry. Right. I was busy doing the really sort of dirty work, And eventually, I took a friend of mine's like, hey, my uncle's editing this movie. Would you want to just be their PA for a week? And this time, I've got 1,000 days in. I'm like, but I've never been in an edit bay. I've never been on the post-production side. I really wanted to get in there. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. I don't even care what it pays. And I went in there, met these two guys, Sean and John, Sean Anders, John Morris. Sean's from Madison and John's from Chicago. And they're editing this movie they just made called Sex Drive. It was this really raunchy rated R comedy, 2009. And we hit it off right away. And I was looking for mentors, like writing, producing, directing mentors.
Yep.
The directing game I had down, by the way, because when you're on set, I work next to the directors all the time. But it was that pre-production, that writing thing. I never really honed my skills there. And I became their whiteboard guy right away. I had great penmanship, by the way. And I got in the writer's room with them, and we wrote all kinds of stuff from like...
so you got in the room.
Yeah.
And how did it go?
Awesome. And by the way, as I was learning, I learned early on, shut up. Because if I had 100 ideas in that writer's room, in that creative room, maybe one would stick. So in the beginning, I was real concerned about getting my ideas heard. But I had to really get over that. That was an ego thing. I had to learn to shut up, do the whiteboard and learn. And then eventually...
You and me were really good at that.
I'm the guy that has 100 ideas knowing that...
Frank was just thinking, there's no fucking way you can shut up. Fuck. I actually have to talk for him because he won't say it. But yeah, it was in his head.
I'm listening. No,
But I
you
learned
said
that.
you went
Martha
into the
and
edit
Frank
room
said
and you
there's
didn't
no
give a shit
fucking
what
way.
you got paid.
I didn't care. No.
Yeah, because
whole
you knew the
time-
knowledge is what you how you're going to get paid. And most people that say, "Well, what's it pay?" Get the fuck out of here.
No,
Yeah, like, dude, you're on the grind right now, sleeping wherever you need to be, doing this. And by the way, this is going to turn to another passion, to another passion.
It
to
didn't end
another
up being a
passion.
week. It ended up being the whole movie and then 10 more.
Yeah.
Okay, and these guys took me under their wing, and then look. There's so many movies from. I'm trying
There's
to
10
remember.
sex drives?
We wrote Mr. Popper's Penguins. We wrote She's Out of My League. Daddy is Home. Hot Tub Time
Jake
Machine.
knows she's out of my league.
Yeah, we wrote Hot Tub Time Machine was a funny one.
Hot Tub
Hot
Time
Tub
Machine.
love that movie.
Hold on. Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh man, I could tell you that's
Jake, why isn't your microphone plugged in?
How many? It's broken.
Hot Tub Time Machine
The
is an
microphone's
entire
broken.
episode.
God damn it.
I could take up an episode on
How
that.
were the
That's
Hollywood parties? How did you
Uh,
get out of there without a drug addiction?
that was never my thing. I was so focused. I don't know. I came up under the just say no era, so I was really afraid of
dare.
drugs. Honestly, I never tried marijuana until I was 30.
This is your brain. This is your brain on
well,
drugs.
Badass.
I just
Frank said that looks amazing, and I'll take it.
I love eggs.
give me
I'll
some
take
more.
that on sourdough with the.
I don't know. I guess maybe that program worked on me because I just was never. I don't
Dude,
think I need cocaine.
Hold on,
do I?
Nancy Reagan. She did.
It might have worked on me.
Fuck yeah.
I was so scared of marijuana. By the way, I thought it was like
That's a
Dude.
gateway drug.
Craziest thing.
gateway
you
to
saw.
awesomeness.
Craziest thing you saw
In
in,
the fridge.
Hollywood. What's
yeah.
the craziest shit you saw in Hollywood?
Holy shit. Gosh. Well, I would say that.
Did you go to the parties and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, look, I played in the bands at the rap parties and all this stuff. So yeah, I mean, but
Wait, what do you mean you played in the bands at the rap
I
parties?
play music. So sometimes we would have rap parties, and I would like
DJ?
Did you
get
say-
involved. I play guitar. You know that. You're a guitar guy.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
What bands?
I got
Oh,
two.
not with bands, but we like for instance on
Like you do
Horrible
with
Bosses too.
Nashville?
You
We
mean
wrote-
the rap parties, not
Yeah,
like
rap
for
parties.
3 days straight.
No,
Oh, my bad. Wrap up
No.
parties like
Look,
it's
WRA.
over.
yeah, rap party
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
movie. Look, I would have never been invited to anything interesting in Hollywood. By the way, I was still just a nobody and just a worker bee, right? You
Dude,
know?
if you don't stand out in Hollywood, it must be fucking crazy down there.
Well, I would say nepotism knows no bounds in Hollywood. Oh, here's a great. You know what?
That's the truth.
I'm working on a
right?
movie called Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Okay,
Great movie.
you've seen this. Oh, I could tell you some stories about this movie.
Yep.
What are the
I don't think I
stories
can. I
you're
think I'll
gonna
get
tell?
sued if I tell these stories. I don't think I can.
You have a good lawyer.
Well, that's a fucking.
You want to hear? You want to hear a fun Angie Jolie?
Please.
Angelina Jolie.
Please.
I've got Brad Pitt stories too, but and she's a funny person. She was really cool, by the way. Her and Brad Pitt, they were like some of the most
Funny.
grounded people you'd ever work with.
Hot as fuck, funny,
well,
crazy, kooky
just,
obsession.
I would say just.
Did
I
she
don't know.
ask about me at all?
I don't think she did.
Fuck, bitch.
We're working on the movie one day, and we're in between shots, and we're setting up the next one. But she doesn't work that day. She's off doing arms training. She's shooting guns for the movie training. She comes in. We're at, I can't remember what studio. She comes in. She's like, "What's up, guys? How's it going?" Everyone's like, "Oh, hey," It's like I'm just in a room with a bunch of grips and electricians, on ladders setting shit up. And she's like, they're like, "Oh, what have you been up to?" She's like, "Oh, I've been out there shooting guns. I was shooting this and I was shooting that, And she's like, and then they let me shoot this, whatever it was. And like, what was that like? She goes, it was like fucking all you guys at the same time. And the whole room just was like, like I'm like,
Yeah.
well,
You're all goddamn.
okay.
At least we don't have soft pants on.
we should probably test this theory.
So I just thought it was hilarious because she did that to mess with us, but she was really funny. But a lot of stuff going on that movie.
Is everyone in Hollywood short? Like
Yes.
actors?
Yes.
Yeah, Martha tells me they're all like 5'3", like the guys,
Yes.
right?
They're all
Yes.
little.
Way shorter than you'd imagine.
Dude.
I don't know.
So
what-
you're
it's
saying
just-
there's a chance.
Because that movie Magic, they make that all.
Jason Statham
You'll stand on an apple box. It's like that's how they do that. Everything's contrived.
So how the hell does this go bad? Because you're killing it in my mind, but you're not getting paid.
It didn't. No,
you're
I
not
didn't.
on the inner circle.
I have to tell you, it really never went bad for me. What happened was there's two things can happen to you. There is such a thing as aging out a little bit in Hollywood. Now I'm on this writing team. And look, we could watch 10 movies right now, and I could tell you those are all my jokes, those are all my lines. I'd be sitting next to my guys, at Video Village watching, and we'd come up with, because we were doing comedies, so naturally we'd come up with different lines and feed them. And there's more of my stuff in movies than I could ever even hope to, care about getting any credit for. But that's what happens when you're on a writing team. And I fell in love with that creative process. That creative process is the same no matter what you're doing in life, or what business you're in. Getting in that room.
Which is why you didn't aren't funny.
What?
Those actors aren't funny. You're telling them how to be funny.
It's not that they're not funny. It's that you always go with, okay, you got your bet. You get your script to the point where you're like, okay, if this is the best we can come up with, well, at least we like it and we'll try it. But you're always trying certain things, certain gags or jokes. You're trying multiple lines all the time, because when you get into post-production and you start previewing it for audiences, you do start testing those things to see which ones work better. So you're going to get one as scripted, and then you're going to mess around, and you're going to let the actors do a little bit. Try something. You got something. Okay, try it. Now maybe try this line. So you're always feeding lines in comedy. At least that's very common.
Who's your favorite comedian / writer?
John Landis.
John Landis.
No, I'm sorry, John Hughes.
John Hughes.
I got him confused. John Hughes, Pretty in Pink, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, all those movies, Uncle Buck, Home Alone. I could name another 10 movies. He was, for us, we would study movies like crazy.
Yeah.
Like crazy. We'd break them down by beat, by the minute. Like when you learn your craft, like that's what you do. You do that every single day. You spend 8 hours a day. You find out what your movie is. You find out what the theme is, what the character arc is. All those things matter when you're making a movie that you want people to identify with.
So the character arc is, you start here, you go through this.
There's like 4 stages. You're trying to grow a human. You're trying to grow a human, so you got to start him out as flawed. And there's rules to do this. There's story mechanisms that if you don't do, it won't work. Some of the greatest ones I would ever say is there's like the Save the Cat moment is referred to. There's a great book about that. You ever see There's Something About Mary?
Yes.
Remember in the beginning, because
That's not Hair Joe.
it's so good. Classic movie.
Okay.
But also a structural clinic. Like if you're a writer and you really study these things, like when you're creating a character like Ted, who's kind of going to do some creepy shit, he's kind of going to stalk this woman a little bit, right? So you got to get the audience on board with this person. There's always a scene, the Save the Cat scene in the first act. It has to happen in the first act. You have to show, yes, he's flawed, but you have to show their true north.
Yes.
You have to show where their heart is. And his true north came when the bully was picking on Cameron Diaz's brother. And he said, hey, man, hey. And then he shoved him down. He got embarrassed in front of everybody.
Yeah.
But it showed you when push comes to shove, this guy's got a good heart. And that gets the audience on board the rest of the movie. It's one of these huge mechanisms you got to have.
Just like Ben Stiller in Meet the Parents, where he asked her to marry him in the beginning. And you're on his team.
Of course, sympathy.
The whole time,
yeah. Another
right?
way to save the cat is to really destroy that person in some way in the beginning and break them down. Now you got the audience behind you. But we would learn. These are things that are time-tested, true, and that when you learn your craft, you know them. And when you go into a studio meeting and you meet with some schmucky muck and they don't know anything, all they want to do is put penguins in the movie because their daughter likes penguins or something. You gotta, there's a lot of that too. There's a lot of like, well, who is this person? The studios started to become run by Harvard MBAs and people that at the point that, again, I'm getting back to like what the industry changed. It left us all out of the picture. Like nobody's working there anymore.
And it's dead now.
It's deader than dead.
Desert.
It started, and the beginning of the end was when the studios got to the point where they would only work with the top 2 or 3 actors at any time. When we were writing Mr. Popper's Penguins, they were pitching it to everybody. They really, it was Silver Linings Playbook had just won the Oscar, and they were like, every studio, we're really into Bradley Cooper right now. Oh, are you? They were all such sort of star fuckers, and like they only wanted to work with the king and the queen of the prom. They were so unoriginal, so uncreative.
It was the same 3 people in every movie.
And what they would do to get them, because now they gave them anything they wanted. And what they did was one of the worst things they ever did was they gave these actors creative control of the script, and these actors don't know jack shit about writing. Right?
They're just pretty.
They're actors, right?
I've been trying to take control over the beer.
Different skill. It's like you were trying to own the company and you want to make the beer, but if you don't, you're like, you can't do everything. It's hard to do all the things.
Frank tells me to just keep talking to people.
Get in front of the people, and you're like, just go make the beer. Thank you.
I see what you're saying. And right now, we have people who come here. Well, there's a guy who comes in here who has multiple catering trucks in LA. He said it's barren.
There's nobody there.
There's
And it was
no
dead
one
when
in
I
LA.
got out of there in 2015. I already saw the writing on the wall. I'm getting to be 40. You know, it's a singles city, and
You
it's a
saw the
singles
iceberg
industry.
coming.
Pretty much.
Get
And
the
I was like,
fuck
it's
off.
over for guys like me. The only guys that are getting directing jobs now are guys that know guys that have family in the business, or their dad's a lawyer for the management company or whatever. It's just the nepotism knows no bounds. And we would joke, people would joke at directors like a entry level position in Hollywood. This is like an inside thing, you know. But I also saw that you know, all the control had been taken from the writers in a lot of ways and given to actors, and they would always deflaw their character.
Do you think that social media and all the things we have now has righted that or given freedom to the writers now?
No, because the format's changed.
Obsession is the biggest movie, and it was $750,000, made $100 million.
I guess I never even heard of that movie.
What?
Treat yourself.
You know,
It's crazy.
Well,
do you think that it's still a mess, or do you think
it's
out
over?
right now?
It's definitely over. As it
Hollywood is
it's as
over.
over as it could
Yeah.
be, and the reason is because all those studios are empty now. They're
You don't
empty.
think COVID shut that down?
No, it was dead before that. It was dead before that because the studios got bought. Think of this.
Didn't Netflix buy them all out, or Amazon or something?
Well, it used to be, you know,
Apple.
Paramount, Fox, Warner Brothers, New Regency, a million different studios I could name you. These are small studios at the end of the day. They're not making 100 movies, but they're curating material because they really care. They're really working with writers. They want to win awards.
Yeah.
Now there's no studios anymore. It's all tech companies. It's Amazon, Netflix, Apple. These are tech companies that only create
Big bank.
entertainment to drive you to their tech products.
By the way, the biggest bank of them, big bank take little bank, and that is the trillions of dollars. Jake, what's your question? Jake loves this shit. He's a movie guy.
I am. I was looking up half the things you were saying, and it's the
He's
rabbit
seen a
hole
ton
of
of
like
the
John
Sex
Hughes and
Drive movie,
everything. But I was gonna say another big thing too was the cost of everything in America being inflated, and it's cheaper to make 5 movies in Ireland than it is to film for 2 days in Los Angeles downtown.
Yeah, budgets are a huge part of it. I mean, I've worked on Disney movies where I don't know, I can't even say, I'm gonna get sued. I'll just say, it became unfriendly to shoot in LA. This is long before there was runaway production was a problem long before anyone ever heard of Netflix. I mean, they were shooting movies in Canada, anywhere that was a right to work state where they could bust the unions. The studios prior to this whole tech takeover had already destroyed the unions by moving all the production outside of California. And California fell asleep at the wheel. They self-destructed there anyway. And now
Again.
I don't know if that would have prevented the tech companies from taking over or not. All I know is that they killed the unions. I mean, when a union strikes now, it's like you only strike when there's a ton of work to do and no one's there to do it. There's no work. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a joke. The last few union strikes I looked at them like, good luck. There's no work.
So the whole thing washes up. How the hell do you end up in the Central Coast?
Where do you go from there?
That's a good question. I knew it was coming. I felt a change coming. I didn't even know where it would lead. I mean, I'm 40 at that time. And I'm like, okay. I just knew I was like, I think this is over. And I had such a great run. Again, to me, like the chances of me playing in the NFL are probably 10 times greater than me doing the career that I had in Hollywood. You know, just based upon numbers and how many people are in that willing to do it. And all
Right.
look, there's nobody's
Everyone's there.
dickhead nephew is getting a job as a quarterback on a team. It's all merit based in the NFL.
Another thing too was I think this came out in the Theo Vaughn podcast yesterday, but Ben Affleck was saying that there is 300,000 actors in the SGA like union, and he says it's just cutthroat. And
5
he
of them
said,
working.
SAG, Screen
SAG,
Actors
Screen-
Guild, right?
SAG.
Yeah.
And
And he was saying how like even though he has this notorious record, he came out with a couple dumpster movies, and only 30,000 of them work a year. And you don't know if you're going to get the call in your seniority. You don't have a name when there's this kind of amount of people. And he says like one bad movie can just ruin everything for you. And
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of examples of that too. Like Will Ferrell had his run, and then he did like Land of the Lost and a couple of stinkers. It's over. You're done.
Yeah.
And they tried to give that mantle to Jack Black, and he did
I thought
like
Land of
Gulliver's
the Lost
Travels.
was great.
That was it. You know, you only
No.
get so many stinkers before they
No.
pull your plug.
It's true. And who's they?
The powers that be in Hollywood, the ones who greenlight things.
They got to
Are
be
they
shit.
mafia?
No,
They gotta be shitting their pants right now.
Again, I can't even. I have to tell you some of this stuff. I can't even. Because there's rich and powerful people
No, look,
that
I'll cover the mic. It's okay.
that own and control things, and
Say it in my ear.
you know,
Yeah.
a lot of connections that are made there that are outside of Hollywood that end up determining who does what at the top of the
And we're
above the
seeing
line.
now, I think the government, where politics is what it is. We're seeing how
Power
these
structures operate.
NGOs and
Yeah.
I think that the average person like us has realized Republican, Democrat, all these things. It's so deep.
It's
that
one
the
party
money
lean in it.
just fucking.
Yeah,
by
we're
the
not
way,
in
we
it.
all party, and I would love for you to. That's us. We would love for you to be full and us to be full and us all party on our yachts,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And then if they wanted us to pretend like we hate each other, we'll dial that in every day, every of the month, and then we'll go meet in Cayucas on our yachts and fucking hang out over there and have a party ass
Yeah,
fucking
I mean-
time. And that's what they're doing, you know.
Yeah.
And we know that whether it's Hollywood,
Yeah.
politics, all that stuff, it's just big money. But the money's gone in Hollywood, dude. So
I would say it started in music first, and then Hollywood followed. The tech took away the money in music, obviously, with the DJs number one gone, radio stations gone, record companies are obsolete. Same thing happened with the tech industry. Kind of took over the movie
Yeah.
business, and you're seeing that out there now. You're seeing a bunch of just bullshit.
and now AI is about to crush all that.
I wonder. I think AI could maybe do a better job than they're doing now. I'll be honest with you, with the shit that comes out now. I mean, maybe AI will do it better.
It will. It's going to eliminate. You're not going to need Spotify or Apple Music or any. You're not going to need those platforms anymore because the AI is just going to get it for you. You're going to say, "Play music in my voice about a guy who went to LA and do this," and it's going to do it.
I already wrote some great songs for the brewery. You haven't heard them yet?
It did. Well, the one that we wrote. Oktoberfest, Cow Coast beer at its best.
That sounds like a great jingle, man.
We had the
Jingle.
we had
Thank
the
you. That's
we
it.
had the Suno mix over
Very
there.
hooky.
But now you're seeing the AI. You see the AI flyers everywhere.
Oh yeah, you can.
And you can
It's
spot
weird.
them
It has
from a
like
mile
it
away.
has a
It has
DNA
a
to
vibe.
it.
It has
all
a
its
vibe.
own. It's just some AI
Martha
shit.
loses her mind. She's like AI.
AI.
Fucking no creativity.
I tell you, we do use it, but I don't know.
You have to use it.
Well, I think we use it to augment versus just create it out of whole cloth.
Right.
And I don't know.
Well,
if there's a
human
difference.
creativity will never be like Michelangelo laid on his back and painted the Sistine Chapel.
You
And
been there?
have
You went there?
Yeah, it's
Oh
unbelievable.
yeah, it's unreal. I took
It's
photos
not-
in there. I wasn't
it's not
supposed to.
How did you like
I
it?
loved it.
I'll take you.
I call bullshit, too.
We have to take Frank. Frank hasn't been to Europe and everything. The birthplace of like human civilization all over.
I'm like a
But
Thailand guy.
You go there. $5.
You guys are crazy.
That's what we do. That's definitely my wife's gonna get pissed. if I
Edit
said
that out.
yeah, I don't know.
So,
I just think the food's
we
great
don't
there.
edit anything. But it was amazing when you went in there because it's smaller than you think, right?
Oh, it's tiny.
But it's more intricate than you ever believed.
Well,
it
it's
could
almost
be.
like hard, you can't even take it all in because you just got this long corridor of just nonstop art and framed gold, everything, and just the most amazing, even down to the sculptures. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and I would argue. I mean, I wonder. I'd love to know more about the Michelangelo. Did he ever get to do anything he wanted, or was he always working for the man?
Just
you know what I mean?
stress the fuck out.
You see
Yeah.
that he's like the La Pieta, where it's like there's flowing robes and stuff made out of marble.
David.
You can see the veins in David's arms. It's like unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, and they are. I think it's just like that was what their life's calling was, and
Yeah.
they exhausted themselves.
I
in
think
it,
so.
right? And I feel the same way. Like sometimes it's like Frank's like, you work too much or anything like that, but it's like I don't know what I would do if I was calm. I actually don't know
Yeah.
what that looks like for me.
I work all the time, and I don't complain. I never complain about being an entrepreneur, being an owner. I love the being my own person, my own boss. I love putting teams together. I love like facilitating success of the people under my charge. And I always say this too when you're getting off that thing. I always wonder, I always say, it's pretty management. There's like a million theories. You're going to get a million theories on management or whatever. But I'm like, my thing is, I work for them. Our crew of managers, we work for the people who we are in charge of. And I think that if you just keep that simple mindset, like that solves a lot of problems.
Well, they're your resume. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but you go ask Jake who we are. He's going to tell you the truth.
of course. Now,
or anyone.
or if you got
go
a
ask him.
revolving door There's there's turnover.
And
sucks.
by the
Jake,
way,
who
it's
do you
not
like
all
more,
great.
Rich or me?
It's not all great. Martha.
No, it's always that answer.
Damn it.
Neither of you.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it's
and we have a team. We talking about that. We have 3 people. You have 1. Not that you don't have good people, but I think that is a distinct advantage. Like we have 3 distinct people. Not that you don't. You have your
with skin in the game.
But I
you mean.
think we all have skin. Yes, we all lose everything.
There's a different mindset. I always say,
It's
like,
a
look,
different
when
mindset.
you got the load on as a lead server, and then you got now you're taking the load on as like a location manager. Now you're taking on the load as a GM. I've done all these jobs too, but you never know what that pack feels like on you.
Yeah.
You really, it's almost like you don't know until it's on you, and you have that responsibility. Yeah,
Dude, it's amazing you say that. I talk about because you have the weight that you put in there, so you loaded your pack, and then if you let people, I tell our guys all the time, if you let people tell you their problems and do all these things, and we're not going to take any action on it, they're just adding to this pack, right? Rocks in your pack,
and I try to empower. It's tough, but I tell them, bring me a solution, I'll do it.
yeah, like hold on, no, this rock, like nope, hold on, I'm gonna hand this back to you.
Yeah. Finding a problem is
Yeah.
any asshole can do that, right?
Right.
This sucks. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do we got? What
Yeah.
can we do?
All right, hit us with LA to Paso Robles.
Get to the end of my career. My last movie I did was Horrible Bosses 2.
Great movie.
A lot of jokes in that
To
one.
Jennifer Aniston.
Can I say
Is she?
something?
Is she?
Yeah.
hot?
Would
Say
do you
anything
think
want.
that
Please say it.
she's really cool, by the way?
Please say
Is
it.
she?
Is she?
Yeah,
as hot
she
as
is.
Did
As cool
she
as you
ask
thought.
about me at all?
I think she did.
Oh,
she-
so they are getting my emails.
Oh, no, you don't even watch Friends.
Yeah, I didn't watch Friends.
Horrible bosses.
Um,
Can I say something?
No,
that's
you,
what you said.
hypothetically, you had a friend that would say what you're about to say.
Can I say something? Hypothetically,
about can I say something about Kevin Spacey?
please do.
Is he dead?
Please do. No, he's fully alive, but
I'll just say
trying
this
to
too, like-
return to his.
Look, I'll just say that
Previous-
Harvey Weinstein was definitely painted as this is so Hollywood. Don't worry, guys, we got rid of the one dickhead and everything's cool now. He was one of thousands. I met women that were way more wicked. Women producers way worse than Harvey Weinstein.
Did you
People
get-
with power.
Did you get abused?
No,
Well, no,
I
'cause
didn't.
you never got a great job.
Honestly, I can't even say this either. Like, I've been on movies where I wanted to strangle the director because he's acting like such a lunatic.
But
and
there
where
were
I come
women,
from, there's
everyone had power there.
I'll say this too. Every instance where I saw people that had a lot of power, I never not one time, saw that person stand up for the little guy. Never, ever.
Wow.
Not once.
So, like your characters you're writing into a script, you never saw that in any of the leadership that was around.
No,
Hollywood.
the leadership is the worst. They're all just go along to get along. If you're abusing the shit out of someone, as long as I get to work with you, I'll look the other way.
It is a crazy business though because people don't understand. And education slightly has this, but it's nowhere near Hollywood. Government has it probably just the same, which is with a stroke of a pen, I can change your entire life.
And there's always that threat of you'll never work in this town again. That's never not been the part of the zeitgeist of working in that business.
both things, you will never get another job for the rest of your life for the dream that you have. And if I'm favorable to you,
And if
you will
Yes.
receive the golden.
But if you need it, again, this is how power works. It could be, I always say this, wherever power operates, like grossness follows, yes? And like, whether it's like, imagine the power of a priest and all you want to do is be saved and they put themselves between you and your salvation. A lot of power there. Now, in Hollywood, I would argue what I saw was so gross and so much more powerful than religion even. Because, if you're someone that craves fame, first of all, you have a mental illness. And second of all,
Scientology.
there's the star makers in Hollywood. You never seen someone have more power over someone than when they have the ability to put you in a movie. You've never seen, and the grossest things I've ever seen in my life. I would say the number one lesson, if you were to ask me, what's the number one thing you learned about all your time in Hollywood? I would say that there's no shortcut to loving yourself. No shortcut. Because I saw so many actors, every time you're
Because
working.
they are trading their souls.
And yes, there's nothing grosser than someone who needs the adoration of people that don't know them. And there's nothing grosser than adoring someone you don't know. It's gross. It really, and when you see it up close, it's really gross. Like you're seeing people willing to degrade themselves in any human possible way just to get like something that's not even valuable.
So like Frank sending those emails.
Gross.
Gross.
Whoops.
Okay, fucker, we're gonna talk later. I didn't connect to Kevin Spacey, but we'll talk about that later. Or
Well,
can we-
I'll say it. I'll say it. If you want to sue me,
He was
like-
worse than all of them.
No. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying reputation-wise, yes. And I had a good experience with him.
American Beauty.
It was one day. No, it was on Horrible Bosses too.
Okay.
It was one day, and he was cool. He was a bigger guy than I thought. He's a big dude.
Oh, really?
Kevin Spacey's a big man. You know. But we
Did
were all
he
joking.
get Jake's emails?
I don't know. I didn't ask. Well, we were all joking, like, who's getting raped by Kevin Spacey?
Because he's formidable.
He did get your email.
And I was like, and they were like, you're gonna get raped. I'm like, I'm not gonna get raped. I'll strangle that guy.
Yeah.
No
Bring it
chance. No chance. Better actor than me, but I would.
So he was just creepy as.
No, he wasn't even creepy. He didn't present that way. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying a reputation came with it.
There you go.
And I'll probably get sued because it's all alleged. It's not. I didn't see anything.
We only have like 150 people who listen to this, so I'm pretty sure, and they'll.
I'm
all think
pretty
it's
sure
Yeah.
Kevin
shit.
Spacey's one of them.
But if Kevin Spacey does,
He's a
sue
he's
you-
a regular
by
listener.
the way, if Kevin Spacey sues you, this podcast will take off, and
And we're gonna pay-
You'll be a
I'll get
regular.
Richie Box.
No,
Pay
you'll be a
your
regular
legal
guest.
fees.
Like, yeah, no, you're on here, and we'll pay for it by just getting.
sure.
You know, we'll have what's your thing you want, Frank? What is it called? Where people call in and ask you
Super
questions?
chats.
No.
Oh, yeah.
no.
Yeah. Not Pandora.
What the hell's the thing called where they call in and ask you questions and pay money for it?
Love line.
No.
No, we don't even know. It
hate
starts
all
with a
of
P.
you. It is.
We've been drinking too much. This is how good we are.
Patreon.
Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fucking A.
I'd have to. I don't know.
Nothing but business like around
I
here.
realized.
Trademark that.
All right. How the fuck do you get to Paso Robles?
Got to the end of my career, and I actually went and saw a psychic.
Is that real?
Have you done this before?
I believe you. I have not. But
My
I
sister
will-
does it all the time.
Hey, I'll do it right now.
I've probably seen, I'm going to say 30 different psychics in my life.
Okay, so we're taking
You
this
are
show on
from
the road.
Hollywood.
By the
I'm
way,
nervous.
hold on. We're taking this show on the road. This is a commitment. Jake's going to gather our equipment. We are going to a psychic if you can find one, and we're going to do a reading for me
find
and
one.
Frank.
I'll find a good one.
Yep. Find one in the Central Coast,
Well,
and we're
don't
doing a
speak
reading.
for me, motherfucker. I don't want to
Dude,
talk
don't
to them
get scared. Don't get
Yeah,
scared
it's
now.
nothing bad.
All right, so you went to a psychic.
until it is.
I don't think there's, I don't know. I've never seen any downside of doing it.
So, oh shit.
Oh, you're Lifeline.
Ends
I'm
tomorrow.
that's
well versed in the psychic arts.
I'm like
Like
51.
Ouija board or crystal ball.
Mediums, psychics,
Oh, yeah.
clairvoyants.
I don't need to
those-
talk
Okay,
to mediums.
Go. So you go see a psychic.
And it's funny. I kind of knew what I was going to hear
It's
anyway.
the neon sign.
She was literally, I can't remember the name. It's right on the corner of Redondo Beach.
She's a gypsy.
I don't know what that is. I
That's
just-
yeah. Fuck that.
Okay.
you guys should really dabble in this stuff because it's
Dude.
real. You really got to get into it. I'm going to get you guys
Was
into
your
this.
wallet empty
Dude,
when
you're
you left?
coming on this show and causing chaos right now. I love it.
I'm gonna
Go.
make you guys do
I don't know
this.
if he's
Dude,
fucking
you're
with us
the
or not.
agent. Okay, your new nickname is Agent of Chaos.
Oh yeah.
That's
Someone is so getting a curse right now.
it. Go.
So
I don't want to
just-
offend any gypsies, by the way. You guys scare the shit
If
out
this
of me.
doesn't go viral, nothing we do here will.
She said to me, "It's you're coming up on a change," and I really felt that. Have you ever felt that? Did you not feel before you launched into this crazy lifestyle
I
that
feel
there
it
was a
now.
change coming?
I
Yeah,
feel
but
it
can't
now.
you say that to anybody?
No.
You never felt that sort of destiny of your life calling you to a new adventure?
Yes.
You must know that.
Yeah,
feeling.
fuck yeah.
You wouldn't be sitting here.
I feel it all the time. He's lying. He feels it every 6 years. He's already told me. By the way, this is the same asshole.
I don't
who's
grow
like,
roots. Oh, this is boring. I
This
gotta
is the
move
same
on.
guy who's like, like in 2 years you probably won't see me anymore. I'm like, we just started. I don't even know what we're talking about.
I'm
just
return-
got here.
I'm returning at 53, so we should figure that out.
I'd love to. I'll
Yes.
do it.
So she agent of change.
She's like,
Go
yeah,
ahead, agent of change.
it'll all be fine. She goes, you're kind of done with this life now, and I really felt that. Again, it's like I feel like it's the same as you get to the end of a long athletic career. You're like, I've done everything I ever wanted to do, and I don't think there's any more for me to do.
What are you drinking
So
right
I was
now?
okay.
by the
Whatever
way?
you have, it's cold. I'll
You're
take
doing
it.
the lake life. Do that one.
I love it.
Yep. So you go
And
to the
again, I didn't know
psychic-
anything. I took a trip. I took a trip then to went up to Big Sur with a friend of mine, and traveling back, and then I came back through. Now, where I remember
From Hollywood to Big Sur.
yeah,
Okay.
I just wanted to get out, and I don't know, just
Didn't know Paso Robles
not super true. I knew
of it.
when this comes back to that job when I left at 9/11. So I helped build that company for this guy,
Yeah.
and he moved out to Paso and bought a vineyard.
Oh yeah, because you had been in the Monterey area. And
Oh,
all that, yeah.
but this guy bought
Okay.
a property in Templeton. And
Okay.
then this is 13 years later, or no, 15 years later. And I'm driving through and I look it up. I'm like, oh, yeah, he really did that thing. So I was like, hey, what do you guys do? I was like, oh my God, we haven't seen you in 15 years. Stop in. Stopped into this winery and it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. And he's like, dude, I've been looking for a guy like you. Literally offered me the job on the spot. Like, I'll make a place for you.
Done.
And I was like, I got a job in wine country. I don't know shit about it. It sounds awesome though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I thought, well, I could do this. You know, I didn't know where I was going to go, but this opportunity came right at me. And I was like, I got to try it.
And the winery.
In a month, and within a month, I moved out of LA.
What's the name of the winery?
I don't want to say.
What? Okay.
Just kidding. No, it's Venteux Vineyards in Templeton.
You're
Heard of
known
it?
for being there.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows that.
Do you have beef with them or everything?
No,
was
no
good,
beef.
or-
No,
oh.
no.
Oh,
Everything's
why didn't you want to say?
I don't know. I was
Okay.
just.
Well,
So did you hit all the
people knew that.
markets and talk to them about end caps?
I did not do any of that
So
stuff.
you go there
luckily.
and you have a great.
It was a little bad news bears at the time. They just needed someone to like really dig in.
Yeah, people love you though from your time there.
It's all
I've
my crew
met
that still
lots
works
of
there.
People
All my crew's still
who
there.
still remember you.
Everybody I
when they-
hired still there.
And you built that team.
Yes. Built that music stage. Mm-hmm. It was great, and it's some of the best times of my life there. You know, I learned a lot. Again, when you leave a job, I would say you guys left a whole different job. Like I would say this too, and when if I have people that leave our employment and they always leave, you know, the great ones always leave on good terms. I say, listen, what's going to be exciting for you is applying everything you've learned because you don't really know what the hell you just learned. Like when I would left the industry, I'm like, how do I ever explain to anyone what the hell I just did for the last 15 years? Like where does it feels
did
like it will
pretty
never
good.
apply?
And that's important. Watch. I'm going to tap into the
about
mindset.
change. You got to.
I'm
This
going
is
to
a
tap
change
into the
thing.
mindset. Is again, how many people in the world, and I'm just trying to segregate out these feelings for the people listening. Is how many people say I just wasted 15 years of my life, and there's a lot of them. Versus us who say, what a
I did
blessing
that.
to
It
do
was
that.
awesome.
And climb the ladder and
Yeah.
go as far as I can. I maximized every minute that I have of it, but now I got this beautiful new thing.
Yeah.
that I'm going to do the same for.
Because there was something will be there for you. I feel like the start is opening your mind to it.
Yeah,
The start is saying to yourself, I'm ready to move on and putting that out there into the world, into the universe, right?
and secretly it's because, and I'm just going to say it because we know the things that it takes to be successful, and it takes getting in there on the team, working really hard, learning from the people who
Yeah.
are already doing it well, having no ego,
Surrounding yourself with good people and not being threatened by them.
Yeah, like, and you're just going to repeat the formula,
Yeah.
and you're going to repeat it better.
Yeah. I always thought, like, look, if I got a call today, literally, and they were like, look, there's $100 million movie, we want you to direct it, I could slip right back into that role and do it without any fear or hesitation. The only fear I would have is
Right.
if the script was shitty. You know, we'd have to fix it. But other than that,
But
though,
you would find someone to fix it.
yeah.
Jokes were bad.
Whoops. Jokes. We got to rewrite those.
Yep.
But
So you go up there and you get this job and start kicking ass, and you're doing that.
just dove into it. I worked, I think, 7 days a week for the first 2 years there. Now, I didn't own this business.
It's not even your business.
No. But I always say to the kids, this used to bug me when people would say, like, when I work with younger kids, typically they didn't know this, and they'd be like, well, or like, why aren't you doing 100%? Well, I don't really want to do this the rest of my life. Well, you're going to. If you look, you can never get out of where you're at by doing a shitty job. This is this mentality that some people, I'm like, no, if this job is easy for you or below your skill level, be so good at it, it's a joke to hire you doing it.
Right.
Be so good. I've never been
They
fired
can't
in my
ignore
life,
you.
by the way. I just
Yeah.
was like, I'll make myself so valuable to you. You're going to have to keep me. There's no option to not keep me. There's no option to not promote me.
And in fact, the opposite is true. If you're kicking ass at the highest level, people are going to be recruiting you constantly.
You'll always have a place. Someone like me will see you. They'll go into a bit. I do this now.
Yeah, you've
I
been
go into a
recruiting our
business.
people for a long time,
Yeah.
dude. I want to talk to you about that right now.
Poaching.
You can have Jake.
But you're right. People will see you. They'll recognize it.
The right people will see you. They'll go into where you're working and see this place sucks. They don't support their crew, but look at that guy over there. Or look at her over there.
Amazing.
That's a star on a shit team. And they're so easy to steal. And the great thing about it is
Yep.
we don't have salary caps. I love I love recruiting.
It's almost scary. So you're so unafraid in like another way, which is like you're ready to do the next thing, and you don't know if you're jumping out of shit just to jump out of shit.
I think
you know?
like anything, that's a muscle you exercise and you get used to. I had to get used to like fear of failure. I had to get used to like not people pitching ideas and hearing no, and you just not letting that affect your esteem.
Yeah.
Your self-esteem is a fragile thing,
Dude,
man.
it's crazy. So it's called self-esteem.
Yeah.
Which is how you feel
About yourself.
About you. But people want to inherently gather information from the outside world.
Well, yes.
Because I always say I love me some me,
But you-
and I'm not an asshole either. Like I just know I'm trying absolutely as hard as I can.
Well,
I'm a good person.
yeah. You know where your
I'm gonna
heart is.
Treat you with respect. You know me well enough. Just and both of us. If somebody came into Paso Brew and said, "Dude, I was over at Cal Coast and Rich was talking mad shit about Paso Brew,"
wouldn't believe
you
it.
would know that's not true.
I wouldn't believe
it's
it.
not true. I just
wouldn't
wouldn't do
believe
it. It's not in me, and you have the same personality, which is success is not worth more than just being good to people,
Yep.
right? And we could both, fail at what we're doing now and start something new and be even better,
Totally.
right? And you're just trying as hard as you can.
And self-esteem, I always say too, is earned. Yes. I mean, I joke sometimes. I've eaten a mile-long line of shit
Right?
to
We've
eke out
all
this
failed,
to
by the
eke
way.
out this lifestyle, whatever middle class lifestyle maybe that I have
that you
know.
love, by the way, that you're
Of course,
addicted to.
but like
How would you be any different on a yacht with all your friends, and
I don't think so.
how would you treat the staff on the yacht?
Well, I mean, the same as I do now. Everybody,
Like your people.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
You work with me, like you're going to be protected and you're going to be cared for.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh, yeah.
End of story. You're on my crew. Like I love my crew.
Yeah.
You like that's the cool thing about from the get go. You guys have. Again, I don't know that we have to nail down what your exact mission statement is, but it doesn't matter to me because the way you deal with your crew is very similar. It's the same as we do at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. It's like if you're under our charge, if you work with us, we take care of you. If you're on my team, we'll not leave you behind. I will take care of you. I will give you, I would say, like, I'll try to treat them so good you'd be crazy to leave here.
Yeah. And so you're at the winery and you make a decision from there to start a brewery.
I think that came down to like really learning what the hell margins were all about. I really didn't know that really that well. And then I started to look, I was like, this isn't as good as I thought. I'm thinking like, I don't think I'm going to be a millionaire from doing this.
Doing the wine stuff.
Yeah. Not that I was caring all that much
Yeah.
about money, but I did want to make a living. And I did want to own my
That
own business.
retirement's good.
Yeah, I left LA with a million experiences and a million stories that are worth everything to me, but I didn't leave there a rich person.
With $10 in your bank account.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get out like that. So,
Yeah.
but I was just determined to make the most of that opportunity, whatever that meant. And it turns out it was a great learning experience. I always say, like, if you treat a business like it's yours, one day it will be,
And you'll have
or
your
another one will be. Like, what an opportunity! You don't have to shoulder the load of ownership or whatever at signing checks even sometimes. But if you take it on like that, and that's when I
Right?
look at when I look for younger talent, I want them to see it like that. I look for kids that parents were entrepreneurs, kids
Well,
that grew up on farms.
And that's the evolution of us is like success moves up to you supporting some young person who wants to do something and they get to take it on and it's theirs.
And especially when they know it, they're like, this is great. I get to drive the car. I didn't build the car. I didn't pay for the
Yeah.
car. I don't have to fuel the car. I don't have to pay when it breaks, but I get to drive it.
I get to drive it. Jake is running his own podcast
Yeah.
with no expense to himself but his own effort.
But you're getting to do it, yes?
yeah, and he's doing great.
So, again-
but he might own the best podcast in the world 20 years from now based upon one simple
Experience
experience
that was given here.
Or I love this about human nature, which is we could go through the same thing and somebody could use that as a catalyst just to freaking go to the moon, and somebody else could say, I never got a shot in my whole life. You know,
see both. You see both.
And
you see
it's not up to you. I mean, it's up to me to control me, but other people. And so like we're just looking at life, these different viewpoints.
Yeah.
And every day we're looking at it like, what a blessing to own a business. What a blessing to help
to
support
call
other
your own
people.
shots, to be able to hire my own team,
Well-
to be able to direct the business in the way that I feel
Create
is
your
best.
own stress and success.
Well, hold on. And by the way, there's a quote, which is, what a blessing to be stressed out by the things you dreamt for your entire life, right? So we dreamed
sure.
about having a business. So the second you want to complain about all the work you have to do and cleaning toilets and cleaning out grease traps and, you know, all the shit we have
There's
to do.
complaining to be done for sure. I mean, I do
But
my
you
fair
have
share.
to you have to recenter yourself and say,
Oh,
I
yes.
asked for this.
Perspective's a big thing, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm always
It's
feel like
everything.
it's very. I always have to remind myself of these things because you can get in different mindset. Your mindset's a fragile thing, yes.
It's actually the only thing that
And
matters.
it's fragile because the more fearful you get, the more the more you make bad decisions, and the more you can get spiral out of that.
Yep.
It's very you keep your not just your self-esteem, but your mental positivity and your ambition and your motivations. That never ends. I feel.
Viktor Frankl, right? Man's search for meaning.
Yeah.
The prison is here.
Who am I and what am I doing here?
Yeah. What's my purpose?
Yeah.
Right? And
I mean, I feel like you guys ask that of yourselves.
all the time.
Yeah.
And our people.
I was gonna say I heard a quote the other day as I was watching Snowfall, but he said, cartel leader, he said the older I get, the more mistakes I make, and I think that's more of like a blessing than it is like a.
Yep. And you have to be
mistake. Yeah.
comfortable in that.
100%.
Right? I think you can make plenty
Fail
of mistakes
forward.
when you say, I messed that up. That was my fault. I apologize, right?
And I think when your esteem's good, you're not attached to that. I always say this too, like in life, give a fuck about what 5 people think about you. That's it. Pick 5 people you respect, care what they think, and don't listen to any other people.
Do they have to be alive?
Nope,
Perfect.
they don't.
Perfect.
Welcome
5.
back.
I mean, that's a lot of
Welcome
people,
back,
really.
Frank.
Fox in a box, mouse in a house.
Hey, if you have to take a piss too, you're more than welcome.
I
by
really
the way.
do, actually. Is there
after
break
it.
time?
Get after it. Yeah, I had to do a brewery. Let's talk about the decision just to go for it. Again,
I have to give them all the credit. It was really because of BarrelHouse. I mean, I moved up here having
Never heard of them.
dude, we got to get Jason on here.
It'd be good. I mean, I'll give them
Yeah.
all the credit that
Yeah.
they inspired me to do it. And when
Was that because you were drinking there, having beers,
yeah,
and looking around?
I
going,
was. I
"Fuck,
was
this
one of the
looks cool."
places early on where I went out.
That's
Yeah,
the
to
same thing
socialize
happened
and
to me.
stuff. And when I moved here, I was a Miller Lite or Guinness drinker. Okay,
Okay.
I mean, I did. I wouldn't say I was a beer lover or anything. I mean, I loved my Miller Lights during the Packer game, but I wasn't knowledgeable. And to me, the breweries. Every time I went to a brewery, it was like, oh, to me, because I wasn't a beer guy, I was like, oh, they always have those weird named beers that I can't drink.
Yeah.
But hanging out with all my friends here, this is a real beer centric.
Why can't
area.
you drink? Because you don't care for them?
Everything was too bitter for me.
Okay.
I just wasn't used
Fair
to
enough.
anything beyond a lager, I guess.
Yeah.
But all my friends here were craft beer guys, and this was a craft beer area, big time, right? Eventually hanging out. I remember it was a hot summer day. I think I had like some kind of IPA or whatever was all we had. It got in me. The bitterness got in me, and I really started to appreciate it. And then it became a lot more fun to go to breweries. And then I would go to BarrelHouse knowing margins, knowing what we would pay for a bottle of wine to
Started
sell
counting
it.
people.
And I was like, this is the best business I've ever seen in my life. I remember thinking,
The problem is those weren't real numbers. They're
just-
gonna crush
It was all sleight of hand. Look
Yeah,
over
no,
here.
no. I mean, that's not real to average your brewery.
Yeah,
versus-
right.
Barrelhouse
To
was
compare-
ahead.
yeah.
They were running so many
Yeah.
people in there with the outdoor space.
I
and
just
everything
thought,
else.
gosh, I could do this. My dad owned a bar when I was growing up, so that part felt kind of natural
Yeah.
too.
In
Like it was-
Wisconsin? Mm-hmm. Awesome.
But
Yeah.
at that point,
That's where
I
true
do.
bars came from.
It's true. It was a real bar. I used to go when I was a little kid, stock the cigarettes and wipe the urinals down.
In the
and-
machine? The little pull knob machine?
We had that. We had the machine. And my uncle Hugo had the breakfast place next door, and there's a little hole in the wall.
Just
So when I'd be clean, I'd be like, Uncle Hugo, can I get some pancakes? And he'd stick them through the window. It was like, I don't know. It was a little bit in my blood to
Right.
even do like a bar thing,
And so that inspired you.
Yes.
You
And
saw that and you're like,
And I have to say the best part of that story probably is going to my partner who owns he's the guy that owned the winery, who saw my work ethic. I never asked him for anything, never asked for a raise in 6 years.
Right.
Because I was just like, look, when this company becomes profitable, when I do my job, I'll ask for a raise, you know.
Uh-huh.
And when we got to that point, I pitched him the idea. I said, look, man, I'm just looking at this as an opportunity for myself. I'd love to own my own business, and would be great if you were my partner, you know. He's like, I'll be your partner. It's like a 5-minute pitch.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Then it became real, you know, and he trusted me. That was built off just trust.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who came in, he didn't know. He had to trust me to let me run his business. He had to take that leap of faith with me, and over that course of that 5 years, he saw, I mean, day in and day out what was happening, and
Does
isn't
he
that
come
amazing?
in?
Yeah, I see him like once a year.
That's not the Triana or the
Venteux.
Venteux, sorry.
No. Well, I could tell you it's a pretty interesting story about my partner.
Can you reveal them or no?
Yeah.
Are you getting sued?
Okay.
Yeah, no one really knows this part,
Okay.
but really good guy. His name is Adam. He owns a company. Actually, I have two partners. Him and this co-owner of his company. They own. Have you heard of the corporate name is Textile, like tech meets style. They're online fashion retail. Okay.
Yeah.
And so they own Just Fab, Fabletics.
Oh yeah.
Shoot,
A couple of cool things there.
a bunch of it's apparel, right?
Yeah.
And very popular, and so they're like my angel investors. That's probably what you would call them at this point, because of how much patience they've given me, how much trust they've given me. Is kind of like what I would say when people come into the bar. How does this happen? I'm like, you're standing in a 1 in a million thing.
Yeah.
I think, you know.
So you get your merch cheap.
Yeah. I don't want to say, but yes.
Yes.
Are you talking
I'm
about?
looking right here. What is this? What's that style?
That's Fabletics.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And without saying any
Kind of a
names,
big- kind
is
of a
that
big
secret
company.
one? Is it the big time celebrity that is? I don't know if he's partnered.
Dude,
I
what's
thought he was
the
an
rumor?
owner.
What's the rumor, Jake?
Well, it's not a rumor, but like I
talking
don't.
about Kevin Hart.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
They've got a relationship,
But he's not the. Got you.
No, like
Gotcha.
he's like Kate Hudson was. They had a
this guy?
contract for a while too.
Dude, we have no idea what we've been
It
going
just
up
clicked
against.
right here. I'm looking at his emblem. I'm like, what the fuck? Who are you? You
Love
never
it.
mentioned any of this
Dude,
shit.
I love it.
I don't know. I like I say, even Hollywood thing. I forget I even did it because
Yeah.
I'm just so into this life now.
Yeah.
And like anything, you know, I mean, when you move on, you spend all your time talking about your life and your past life. You probably don't.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I do. He doesn't. I can't get
You're
away
like, man,
from building
I should've
teams
go- I
and
shouldn't have left
education.
that life. Yeah.
Actually, I just did it today. Yeah, I was talking about it. Frank doesn't know. No. Everybody has different personalities. Well, I love building teams, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm into that. So however I think that's actually my natural calling is beer. This was so great just to be out. We'll talk about it, but beer is it's
talk
not
about
going to make a ton of money. I think everybody chased all of that.
Yeah.
That's not a real thing. Like the local tavern, pub, whatever you want to call it, the brew pub, it's 1-to-1. It's like one human being, one beer. And you can pay people, but everybody exploded into this distribution thing that we've talked about.
I would argue this. This is kind of like
But it is. But hold on. I want to finish with this. While it's not, and I guess I say it this way: if we develop a piece of software that 1 billion people can download tomorrow for $10, we are $10 billion richer. Beer is not that way, and beer is not even wine. It's not whiskey. It's not. You don't walk away with a $600 case of wine.
Mm-hmm.
You walk away with a couple of 4-packs.
Yep.
And a great relationship. But what it is the catalyst for it's a community hub.
Yeah.
It's the community space. And I don't know that $100 million, I know this sounds crazy, is worth more than being the hub where Joe comes after a hard day's work and drinks a beer.
It's pretty interesting, isn't it?
Shit with
the
you,
way
you
that
know?
where we meet people and how and right that lifestyle. I was going to ask you guys. One of my questions was like, when you got into this from where you were before, like what's changed about you having gotten into this? Because this is an energy game now.
That's a great
you're in an
question.
energy game.
All right, you came with questions. Let's answer those questions right now. So, question number 1. What do you got, Frank? You good?
Dude, you just gave me a brilliant idea. I had to put it in my phone so I didn't forget.
So ask the question again, which is what's changed about us since our old
Well,
life?
I would say, like, personality-wise, this is a different gig. So you're meeting people all the time, people you don't know, people coming from different places, but it's similar to a barber shop. They're coming in here for a very specific reason.
Great question. For me, what's changed is when I was in the education system, we wore a tie, we had to present a certain front, even though you really were that person. I took it seriously. I had to dress the part, act the part, and you can never kind of
Deviate.
no, because you never knew who was going to use it against you. Now you get to just people approach you with this just overjoyed sense of like, I'm here to leave all my troubles behind. In my old life, they brought the troubles to you, and it was your job to solve those.
Gotcha.
Right? And so here, it's about like, we talk about giving so much it hurts, and we do, right? It's like, I need a cake for this, I need a cake for this. But they're coming to you with like just overjoy, you know? And so the new me is, I don't even have any of those inhibitions, right? Like they used to have these inhibitions about like, you know, if you were in LA, you've got to be, you can't piss anyone off, right? You can't, I don't want to be in meetings forever and be in trouble. Here, it's like, my only worry is like giving too much, right? Overextending myself in like a positive way for the community, which is like, what a blessing to be that way versus being guarded all the time.
Yes, and what do you think it did to your personality? Was there any changes that came along with that?
I think it allowed me to like flourish into the things that I love, which is like, I realized, while I love the brewery and I love all the things that happen here and all the people here, it made me realize I love more than that helping you and your team succeed, or helping Frank's daughters get where they want to go, or his wife enjoy her job more, or Jake, we go to breakfast, because I think it revealed to me, it didn't matter if it was a classroom education setting. I thought that was it revealed to me like it doesn't actually matter the setting that I'm in.
You dig leadership, that leadership responsibility.
I dig helping, and helping people see their true potential.
Sure.
Like I draw from that.
And I always say too, like, it's, you know how hard is it to help someone in life? I would argue maybe the hardest thing to do in your life is help somebody, right?
And I'll say you're absolutely right. I love doing that. You can exhaust yourself almost to like death if you're helping people who don't want to.
You gotta choose wisely.
If they don't want to actually do the right steps to take care of themselves, you'll be so frustrated that you. Because I will find I've stopped doing this in my maturity, in my as I age. I make sure that I test people to see if they're really going to actually follow through, or if I'm just wasting my time here. Because I know what I have to offer will help you. But if I do it to you and you're not really interested, I'm wasting my time because I could be with
It's a
these
miserable
three other
situation, you know. And I say like I think the best thing that I could do, maybe the most rewarding things I've done, is give people opportunity. You know, they don't all hit a home run. They don't all make you feel, rewarded by that, but a lot of them do.
By the way,
that's gold.
What gift is better than that?
I don't know. I don't know my point is, I don't know what you can do for someone more than give them an opportunity. Because when you help them, a lot of times you're not helping them. You're doing it for them.
Just
It's not
crack
helping.
the door. That's all you're doing.
And that's all I needed. Someone like me. That's all I needed. Just let me in. Just let me in and show you.
Frank, how are you different from your previous life in education?
20 pounds.
That's
lighter or heavier?
Oh, heavier.
Unfortunately,
It's all muscle.
It's all
all
below the
it's
waist.
actually all just joy.
Santa. No, I'll challenge you. You guys want to talk about helping people. I and this is listeners, everybody. When was the last time you saw somebody with a flat on the side of the road and you actually turned your car around to go help them?
I'm trying to think if I've seen one like that.
You did it?
Yeah, hell
you
yeah.
did?
Every time I see it, my kid's like,
Oh, wow.
what the fuck?
Come on,
and
Dad.
usually they're like, no, just keep going. Or it's just, I can park my car here, you feel safer, and let's get the car on. Let's get the tire on. And it takes 10 minutes out of your life.
And how
I
good
never
do you
see
feel?
that.
And by the way, what is the expression on their face when they see you pull up?
they're terrified.
He's gonna
at
kill me.
first. Yeah,
He's
exactly.
gonna rob me, man.
And it's hands out like, hey man, you need
Yeah, I'm
help.
not
You
here to
have a
shoot
cell
you.
phone. Like this sucks. I've been there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next expression. Once they realize you're there to actually help.
All right, cool. And to depend who it is, like I'll help them. Like, let's get the jack out. Like, we all know how to. Well, no, we all don't, but
You taught your girls how to change a tire.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's if you really, that's where it starts, and you go from there. How many times you met the supermarket and
But what's
help somebody out to the car?
But what's different? Because we always have to pin you down to get the real answer. That's a great answer. Love it. What's different about Frank, who gets to come make beer and do
Your
something
personality,
and make his
like,
schedule?
Has your personality
versus-
flourished? Has it grown? Has it been challenged? Has it been?
Once you move,
So my love is I like to tinker. I like to fix stuff. That's my joy. And there's plenty
that
of
ice
stuff in a
machine.
brewery. Yeah, absolutely. And it's working. I fucking feel
Awesome.
great. But I think what's changed is I don't have to answer to anybody. I have my vision. I know what we need to do beer, how we need to schedule it to get it out. And I get to work with my team and give them the freedom and hopefully see like, shit, we got all these events coming up. We should get the loggers stacked up. Like, and once they start to grow, then it's kind of like, okay, cool. Let's work on something else. And then there's stressful times, and it's my stress,
Yeah.
which is super cool versus shit at the school district. Man, I got to work on this person. I don't know if they're going to come through. I got to fire these people or promote these people, not all negative. And like, that's fun. But here I actually get to put my 2 cents in and
Yeah.
people listen.
You know what I say too about employment? I would say, like, if you work for me, you will have input and impact. These are very underrated things in your, especially when you're young, where nobody's going to ask you for nothing. No one's going to rely on you. No one's going to ask your opinion. I give my team, especially my managers, input and impact. You will have that here. I expect that.
And by the way, that parlays into something bigger if you wanted to. It really does.
Yeah.
It's
'Cause
called
if-
consequences.
Yeah.
Whatever your decision is, there's going to be a consequence, positive or negative.
And also rewards, though.
But a
Because-
consequence, a reward can't be a consequence, right?
Right?
You know, and I mean, that's what people, and that's what I instill in my kids. Whatever choice you're going to make, there's going to be a consequence.
Yeah.
And it could be, fuck, you're ripping off with scholarships to a 4-year, or you're barely going to make it out of high school. It's your choice. There's consequences.
Get out what you put in.
Yeah,
E-
absolutely.
E plus R equals O. The event plus your response equals the outcome.
Yeah.
And that was like a formula that athletes could understand. But it's like the event I don't control, right? The response I control,
Yeah.
and I need to get the desired outcome. So my response has to be tailored to the outcome that I want to get, right? And if I want to have a better relationship with my wife, my response should not be to fight with her, right?
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, and
you-
I will finish your question. The biggest thing that has changed in me is I don't have to listen to somebody being a victim. I can fucking walk away from it.
Yeah.
My old job, oh really? What could we do?
Kind of sequestered there.
HR guy.
Here, I fucking, I'm fucking walk up. How was your day?
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, fuck, okay. Hey, better luck next time.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking hear that shit.
Yeah.
I'm positive. I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
All right, next question. You got us here.
I did. Well, I was going to also just to touch on that, to say that, for me, it's opened up my personality a lot. And I think I learned, honestly, it's crazy to think that, but I think I learned by being in front of the public, by doing these jobs where you're just meeting strangers walking in the door all the time. I learned that I'm an introvert. I would have told you before that I was an extrovert.
Yeah. Until your
not
job
true.
is to be there every day.
It's not true. When I was a writer, I'd spend 8 to 10 hours a day alone in my chair, and I loved it. But I would have to get out. I'd learned how to go out by myself. I learned how to go to a bar and have a drink by myself and talk to a human because I needed it.
Yeah.
But this was the opposite, but it grew my personality like crazy, my ability to speak, off the cuff, or just like, I don't know. And I didn't know I had as many stories as I had. I didn't know a lot of stuff about myself until I was put in front of people and just had to shoot the shit.
So, and the
I
possibilities.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I really do.
I
And
feel
that's
like
hard.
if the average person doesn't know what it's like, if you think about it, like meeting the public, you're just meeting strangers constantly. I would say this too, don't lie to a cop. Because all they do is meet random strangers all day to lie to them. They become
All
human lie
day.
detectors. It's very similar to what we do. You're meeting people, you don't know where they came from or what they did or how they're feeling, but you're meeting them, a stranger all the time. Hey, how you doing? What's your name? Where are you from? This, that, and the other. The more cycles of that you get, it just does something to you. It really opens your personality, opens your senses to read people. I feel like I always felt like I was good at reading people before, but never more than now.
Yeah, and so the piece is, what is it in that building, in that new job that you have, that when you do it, it brings you joy. It fills your tank. Like you could do it for 10 hours, and while you're working on it, it fills you up.
I learned again, as I built my self-esteem over time, I would say as you have successes over time, your confidence builds too. And it becomes less about proving yourself to to yourself even, or anyone, right? And naturally your focus becomes about other people. And then I would say like, again, that's like I don't have kids, but I know I want to have kids. And I know that like, when you get to the point where you're okay, you've done the work, you've sorted through your childhood bullshit, and you've forgiven yourself, and you've learned to love yourself, you naturally start being more interested in what the hell happened with your life.
Yeah.
And this
well
is where the
said.
goal to life ends up being, isn't
Dude,
it?
That's well said. I'm in that place right now. I'm so happy with everything I've done. I'm happy with my wife, my business partners, the people who work with us. Like we sorted through all the stuff that may be something that stops people from being successful. And now you're just on this mode of like, how can I just be the best person I can be and help other people around me be the best person they can be at the same time?
That natural interest in other people's wants, needs, fears,
And what a healthy
ambitions.
space.
I
And
think
by the
it
way,
is.
I don't need anything. If everything failed, like you said, Wolf, I don't know, Frank
I could
wants
sleep in my
Martha
car
I
and
to
figure
live
it
there,
out.
But I could live in Frank's basement and rent the bottom,
Yeah.
and we'd start another one and be just fine.
And don't you
and
feel
we
like
do well?
I feel like too.
And we know it wasn't our fault. You know, like sometimes things don't match and it's not the right timing or the people didn't come together. Because I've experienced enough of those. You know, we've had, when I was in athletics, we had the 5 Division I athletes and everything, and we were the top team and we were supposed to win the championship, and we didn't. Even though everything was there.
Yeah.
And a team won that didn't have that. And as you go through those life experiences, you realize, man, sometimes the timing just isn't right. You know,
And hopefully you've left but hopefully during that process you've left good relationships behind, right?
because if you do that,
You'll always
you
have a
know
home
that's
somewhere.
going to somehow parlay
It'll
into
come back to you.
something else.
Yeah.
It always does. It parlays to someone who said, I saw you doing that and I thought it was great. I have another opportunity for
Honestly,
you.
when I think about like, you know, you can get all wrapped up in the future and what's going to happen in the economy, this, that, and the other thing. Like, what am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. But I kind of don't worry too much about that. And sometimes I have to be careful because I start dreaming about doing other shit. You know what I mean? I got to be here present in what I'm doing now, but I could reinvent myself again. And sometimes I have fun imagining that.
A fantasy.
Yeah.
Right? You're like,
That's how this
reinvent
shit
myself
started?
again, right? Hell
I
yeah.
fantasize about other stuff.
Like, such as? Like, if you had to
I
reinvent
want to
your life right now.
disagree with timing. I think it's about grinding. I feel like we're not scared to grind. We're not scared to work. COVID, that shut how many businesses down? We found a way to get through it.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome.
Yeah, no, recalibrate, get up, execute. Like,
Evolve.
yeah, you know, breweries are closing left and right now. Okay, so what do we need to do?
Yep.
We need more cocktails, more events, bring people in. It's not just about the beer anymore. And with the gray matter we have in our group, I everyone's like, "Are you nervous?" I'm like, "No,
I
fucking
say the
hell,
same
dude."
thing.
You're
Like-
not guaranteed success though, and I only rebut that by the work that I did at Central. This is my personal experience. Came to Paso and put it all together and had a great team and all these people. It still didn't work out for whatever that reason is. It didn't work out, and
There
I
were
came
layers
here.
out of your control, though.
True, but I guess my point is
You succeeded.
we have control there. Okay,
You
that's a good
succeeded.
point. Actually, that's a good point. In the areas that I had control
You
over.
fucking crushed it. I know.
There you go.
I was there.
Sometimes you lose.
Saw it.
That's why
I
you
was
choose a
there.
good team. That's why
Yeah.
you choose a good team. All right, fuck. All right, let's
So
talk about
I'll say this too. There's a lot of crap going around. I've seen it on social media.
talk about it. Let's go.
And this is, if you want to, you're going to
3
ask me
pints
something
in.
to
This
piss
is
me
3
off.
pints in. So this
You
is
asked me
Ryan's
something to
rant
piss me
right
off.
now.
swear I'm
Ryan's
straight.
rant.
I
Let's
saw
go.
this thing the other day, and this was like some academic lady. I'm sure she has a PhD. She was saying like, I think I'll just paraphrase. The worst advice that anyone ever got was follow your passion, chase your dreams. I thought, what an asshole. What an asshole. What the hell are we doing here? What the hell are we doing here? We wouldn't have anything interesting or cool if someone hadn't done that. Now, that's okay if you don't want to do that.
Right.
That's communist.
But that is just such a fatalistic shit view of the adventure that life should be
How
that it makes me nuts. And
horrible does that make
we should
life?
all be fighting that. We should all be fighting against the like not taking risks or taking the safe path and not chasing your passion. What the fuck are you doing with yourself?
And there isn't a success story that you can examine that
There's
didn't
no
involve
passion.
a person who said,
No belief in passion.
I love this. I took a risk and I went for it.
So I just
It
think there's a
doesn't
lot of
exist.
this fatalistic view about like feeding people's minds full of stuff. Bullshit. Everybody has a different path. Everybody has something they could be great at, but you got to dare to dream. You got to do it. What the hell are you doing in this life? I always say this too. Like whether let's say you're religious or you're not, it doesn't matter. Let's say you believe that you get only one life. You only get one life and that's it. And then you're dead and that's fine if you believe that. But wouldn't you want to live the shit out of that one life? One chance? Why would you hold back? Now, if you believe like I believe our souls come back unlimited times, thousands of times. It's the same answer, isn't it? Live the shit out of that life.
Well, my question is, does the younger do they have passion? Or
I
is
think
that
they do. I
stomped
just
out
think
of
they probably a lot of them have been told to get rid of that because it doesn't bring you security or it doesn't bring you some safety or control, which is always an illusion, isn't it? Control.
Frank, your girls are a good cross section. They go after their dreams, right? How do you feel about
well,
that?
we've
I guess?
instilled that all the way through, and I'm from the old school, like 4-year college. Got to go to a fucking 4-year college. Cool. Get a piece of paper, come out in debt, and then what?
Yeah.
But then I also see like my nephews, 8-week welding course, and they're fucking making $100,000 in 2 years.
If that's what matters to you.
It's what do they want to do?
What do you
And
want?
They don't want
Way-
to go to school. There's always a path you can be successful.
Am I wrong in saying either way they all have to go through basic training?
Absolutely.
And basic training in welding is getting under a helmet and
Yep.
learn how to make.
Oh, guess what? You got to cut
Moon
your long
shapes.
hair off unless you want to smell it burn all fucking day.
Yeah. And for the girls, some of them, basic training is completing the task at a 4-year university and going through that.
Absolutely.
And we all did it. By the way, it was just proving you could take something on,
And do it.
this
And complete it,
endeavor,
yeah.
this 4-year journey. You could
Finish.
go through it all. You could finish it, complete it through the good teachers, the shit teachers, the parties.
Having to work the whole time.
There's just a lot of struggle in that, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of triumph. And then, but here's the thing, and it gives me goosebumps because I went last night to the graduation. There's this human element about the completion of something together that we all contributed to and we all went to, and you flip your tassel over and you throw your fucking hat in the air and you've completed this section of your life and you become something new, like you said, and it's not all roses and it's not all great, but the human endeavor is meant to be like I guess the greatest things are this human endeavors, whether it's with your team in the military, your people at the brewery, the people you work with. You've all gone through the same thing in this space of time, and you've come through it, and you endured, and for that, nothing can be broken, no matter what it is. And college is a part of that. Love it, hate it, whatever. I don't know what's next. But those things humans are drawn to.
The grind.
They're drawn to it. Yeah, we all are. And I don't know. We have to find ways to replace that if college goes away for young people because it is desired.
I hear this thing too about like, AI is going to like, people aren't going to have any purpose if they don't have to work. I think that's bullshit too, because I could find a million things to occupy my time, and I think most people would do that. If somehow we took away the toil of it all, right?
Yeah.
I think the world would be a better place. People do again. So many people not doing what they're talented at or what their heart tells them to do because they got to eat. There's a lot of that, a lot more of that than the other way. There's a lot more of that than there is people just following their passion and it paying off for them.
Well, it's human judgment. AI doesn't have that. You of all people know you were on Terminator 3, dude. Like, they're not going to fucking come kick in a door and know I shouldn't, or I can hostage rescue. I'm going to take care of this. There's a compassion built in us that a computer's not going to have.
I don't think so. I don't fear it. I'm not worried about it.
No,
we'll
it's
integrate
another,
AI into whatever the hell we're doing.
It's another accelerator, right? So think about it. We came from the abacus to a calculator to the TI-82 to your teacher saying you need to know long division, and now we have a phone in our pocket. But it didn't change us. It just made us more efficient.
Yeah.
Now we have more time.
Maybe we'll stop wasting our time on figuring out how to get somewhere.
No, I will say the scary part is, now we're going totally sideways, but the scary part is the manipulation of the mind, and like the phones in our hand are a gateway to.
For sure. I think this is a disease we're going to shed.
I think so too.
I think we're going to shuck it off like the bullshit that it is.
It's crazy. Schools are going to where you put your phone in a pocket, you lock it away, right? I do think that in a few short years, humans are going to realize how impactful this thing is in our hand, and we're going to develop this practice of, like, when we come home. Frank already has it, by the way. When we come home, we just place it on a shelf, and it's there for 3 hours away from us because we've developed this addiction to crack cocaine, which is an iPhone in our hand.
I gotta tell you, I see it. It's very frustrating to see. I mean, for me, it's one of my pet peeves is people come into a place that's been curated. The ambiance is there, the lighting's perfect, everything's in place, the music's playing, and everything's great. And we got to hear your fucking cell phone. I think it's awful. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear your stupid phone in public places. Part of what's happened with this tech is it's sort of separated us from other people, like created a little tiny bubble right around just your body, and people forget that there's other people living in the world because they're just right here.
No.
And we got to get rid of that. And I think it's time. I think the younger generation's over that already.
Remember the first was addicted to it because that's all they had, right?
They see their parents doing it.
We didn't have it.
And in some ways, if you see it, the older generations are more susceptible. I think a lot of them are more susceptible. Sometimes it's the older generations I see just locked into that thing 24/7, can't get off it for 2 seconds. You can't even work out at the fucking gym without scrolling on that phone. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We need to get away from that. We need to, encourage more of the face-to-face interaction, the shit where life's really lived.
And we've seen the correction all the time. Like when TV was invented, our parents thought we were just going to...
You're going to rot your brain!
Remember, we got locked out. So me personally, my brothers and sisters, we got locked out of our house in the summertime.
Yeah.
You're not
outside.
sitting
You're not
inside.
even coming in. No.
You're not watching television. I'm locking the doors. We'll put some sandwiches in the ice chest.
These are choices, and I think parents will make that choice. Again, I feel like it's tough love.
Agreed.
Yes, my dad was a tough lover, being a son of a combat veteran, Vietnam Marine Corps guy, like there was no half measures. There was no ask you a second time. There was no negotiating, let's say.
Negotiating.
It was just humbling.
Excuse me, sir.
Humbling. And I think that's good.
Point of order,
I
sir.
joke that it's not true. And I was like, the first lesson is shut the fuck up. You're a piece of shit. Like, if we all just learned that little humbling lesson a little bit earlier in life, you know what I mean? Nobody cares what you think.
This doesn't exist anymore. Adults are speaking.
Yeah. Shut up.
Shut up.
Sit down and shut up. We can't go to a
Move out of
restaurant
the
if you
room.
haven't learned step one, was just sit down and shut up. I learned that quick. I learned that quick, especially with my old man. I think that sort of like that discipline is love. Discipline is love. And as you get older, if you had an old man like mine, you learn to love and appreciate him more and more.
Talk about your dad's presence in the brewery, because you put some stuff in there.
Yeah. He, my dad was a general contractor, so I grew up on the job site. He bought a bar later in the years. He was a pool player and a dart guy, and he was just my dad was one of those larger than life guys. He spent a year in Vietnam in an artillery unit in Quezon, and it changed his whole life. I know that about him. want to say, like, it's interesting when you're a son of a combat veteran, like that comes home with you. And, you know, the war comes home no matter what they did there. And it's in you. It's in your DNA. I don't know if you think that way, but as a son of that, it's in you. That dog is in me too. I got all that stuff from my dad.
Even though you didn't experience it, but you felt it through osmosis,
there's just
right?
something about it that's in you.
Yeah.
You know, that part of that experience comes through his DNA. I'm sure that I just, you know, it just works that way. But he was just a disciplinarian, and he loved me that way. He knew he didn't want to do it, but he knew he had to do it.
Do you think that's like boys to boys, men to men? Because Frank, do you add the military stuff to your daughters, or do you try to keep it away from them?
I never really thought of that. I mean, I am who I am, and they know that. They know what I've done, and the line's the standard. Like you're
doesn't
gonna,
move.
You're gonna
Do you make them make their
fucking
beds in the morning?
and you know, the rooms I don't worry about. It's more cars, like vehicles. These will be clean at all times. and
Sure.
Oh, I can.
A quarter tank of gas is on E.
That's not enough.
we're not.
That's-
Nope.
no.
Yep. Because you may get stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
So
Love it.
But these are things, again, those are the things that you cherish more as you get older. You cherish those lessons.
Yeah.
You want to hear a good dad story? This will tell you everything about my dad.
I
Cool.
do.
Okay.
Oh,
I didn't know you needed permission.
I
Go
just
ahead.
asking. I don't know. I want to
go
just
for
launch
it.
off on
Yeah.
a story
no,
without
actually,
permission.
we're gonna
Get
move
after
on.
So I'm a kid. I was a sports kid. I was really great at sports. My parents were divorced when I was like 10 months old. And, you know, whatever goes on there, you know, my dad didn't make it to a lot of my sports stuff. I'd say it's probably, maybe if you asked him now, maybe that was his one regret. And maybe, you know, for me, it was always it's really painful as a kid going and being there. I was so into my sports, you know, and my dad I'd look out in the stands all the time. I never saw him there, you know. And when he did show up, man, I played my heart out, man. I scored extra goals. I did everything, you know, because I
should've
thought
did
he'd
that
come
all
back
the time.
more, you know. I did it. I tried.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but there was always an extra effort there when he showed up, you know. And I remember one year we lived on the side of town. The local pool was at the end of our block, so I was there all the time. And eventually, I met some friends there, and they were on swim team and stuff. I'm like, oh, this swim team seems pretty fun, you know. I could try that because I played all the sports. I was good at all sports. I loved it, you know. But then I got into it. I wasn't a very good swimmer, it turns out. In fact, the first day I showed up for swim team, everyone had Speedos. I didn't even know what that was. I had my little shorts, and then I'd never dove off the thingy, the little
Yeah,
stand
the
into
little
the, I
stand.
dove off, shorts came right off me all the way out. You know, I lost my entire, you bet your ass the next day I had a
The
Speedo.
girls swim tomorrow.
But you were, hey, by the way, you were fast as fuck. Just nude. Just,
Slim, man. I ain't had no
rudder.
hair on me, nothing. It just, you know, I was like an otter in there. But then, you know, we get through the whole season, and I was terrible. I didn't win a single thing, and it was the only time I ever did sports and sucked. You know, but they always make me do the backstroke, and I always get water in my nose, and I always hit my head, you know, on the end of the pool. Mm-hmm. So of course we get through the whole season of me losing, and I already know I'm not doing swim team next year. You know, it seemed a lot more fun than it was. And it's the last meet of the year, and of course it's at our home meet right down the street from my house. And we get through the whole meet, and my last event is backstroke. So I go to the coaches like, "Oh, I'm done. I'm retiring early. I'm not going to run this race." You know, I'm like, I suck at backstroke, by the way. And I don't even know why I'm here. And somehow my dad shows up in the middle of all this shit. And I turn around and I'm there. I'm ready. Like, it's almost over soon. He shows up. I'm like, what? Of course he shows up to the thing I suck at. And I think I'm like 10 and I'm salty. He's like, what's this I hear about you, you know, not completing your last race? I'm like, it's fine, Dad. They don't care. It's like, I suck at this. I'm not doing this next year. It's like, it's not a problem. He's like, bullshit. It's not a problem.
You finish what you
He says to
started.
me, Bonders never quit. This is horse shit. I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember thinking, he says, I don't care if you drown halfway through, you're going to get in there and you're going to run this race. And I remember thinking, good, I hope I do drown. I hope I drown right in front of you. You couldn't show up when I scored 5 goals at hockey. You had to show up at this bullshit and watch me suck. I was just very bitter. You know, so we get in the, you know, pool, and here comes a backstroke, and I'm swimming the stupid backstroke. Can't hear. You know, I'm not a good swimmer. I'm getting water up my nose and shit. And of course, we get to the end of that race, and I hit my head because I didn't know enough to look at the little flag. There's like
Flags.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I just didn't matter. I hit my head, and I turn around. I'm going to yell at him. He yanks me out of the pool. I was like, I told you I was going to hit my head, you know. And he looks at me, he said, "You won."
You won.
Yeah. I won that fucking race.
Was there anybody else in the pool?
There was.
Okay,
There
good.
was actual other kids. I still have that little green ribbon too.
And you'll
That's
never
fucking
forget
cool.
that for the rest of your
Again,
life.
that's just like I was just like, God damn it. Like, of course he's right.
How old were you when you realized the impact of that moment? What age were you then?
I think, honestly, I was in my 30s when I remembered that story. And now I can tell, but I used to be, when I told that story, I would cry.
It gave me goosebumps. Yeah, hell yeah.
I was a
Just be-
backstroker and a swimmer, so
Oh, you
I
were?
don't know how you
I
fucked
was
that up, dude. I'm
terrible.
looking at your body going, how the fuck did you
I guess
not
maybe they
rip
thought
that
I was
stroke?
good at it. I just
Yeah,
never
your
felt
big
good at
arms
it.
And
And when do you draw on that, you think?
I feel like it's in my DNA now. From that moment, that made such an impact on me. Just about doing your best, about never quitting, about committing to the thing you committed to. It never left me. That lesson's always in me. But it's just a great example of the kind of dad my dad was. When
Yeah.
and again, it wasn't like he wasn't around, but damn did he hit all the important shit.
is your dad still around?
Nah.
Okay.
He passed when I was building the brewery.
He never got to drink a beer there.
No.
Yeah, mine either.
I'll tell you what, he got sick. He got sick and he died like 30 days after his diagnosis. And he wasn't going to tell us. He was going to tell my sister and I. All my cousins were like, "Holy shit, Jerry, you got to tell your kid." He didn't want to inconvenience us.
That's the generation.
That's
to
just
build.
such their generation, right?
It is so is. It's
And
crazy.
so by the time he told us, we flew. He died 10 days later. We had just enough time to help him take care of all his shit and stuff. But, and it's funny I probably shouldn't have done it, but we tore out that floor in that building and I put his ashes in there before we poured it back.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so he's had a beer there. One
Yeah.
or two.
Do you
One or
think
two. He's had a couple
I
beers.
do this. I rarely think about stuff like this. If your dad walked in and had a beer, do you think about what he would say when he walked in?
He'd be so proud. My dad would be so proud. He'd probably cry.
Yeah.
And I have to say, of a man of his generation, of being a Vietnam vet, the way he, that generation was so shit on. But he was a dad that wasn't afraid to say he loved you. He was a dad that wasn't afraid to kiss you and hug you and tell you he believed in you. I have to tell you, like, when I was growing, I get emotional when I talk about my dad. But
You should.
when I was a child, my dad was my hero. Like, I didn't realize when you grow up and your dad's your hero, you think everyone's dad is their hero.
Yeah.
You don't know that other kids have a piece of shit for a dad. You don't know that, and I really realized that the more and more as I got older, what a champ my dad was, and how I just wouldn't be who I am without him. And so, a lot of appreciation.
And he wouldn't. I think of this time about my dad as well. He would not believe that you created something where you make a beer
Yeah.
and he could drink it.
Yeah,
Right?
he would just be tickled, so tickled.
It would
He-
just be so crazy to like the hardworking man
yeah.
to think that his son created a place that makes beer. That people
He
hang
was my
out.
number one fan, and
Yeah.
he still is.
And
I'm
you're
sure.
actually making a living doing it.
Well, we're fucking working
Just-
on that.
I don't, is that what we're doing?
How's the before we round it out?
Yeah.
Shit, you're kicking ass, man. You have the Paso location, the San Luis
Yeah.
location. How are the two different? How is everything
it's
going?
so interesting. It's like so fun. I'm like, you guys would go through this too. Imagine you opened another cow coast in a town that you didn't know necessarily, or just like a totally different place. In one sense, it's really
In
cool.
Oregon.
Hey.
Same thing, right?
Yeah.
In one sense,
Yeah.
it's so cool to practice what you know in another forum. It's really exciting,
Right, 'cause you
For
get to see if it works.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
team, you get to really put your money where your mouth is, and so then you also get to learn, like, this is a different neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know that any of these people yet, and we got to get in there and
different
figure
culture.
out different. And this one's particularly different, between North County and Slow County, or below the grade, whatever. But it's equally awesome. It's just very, very different. So they like different beers. Our different beers sell better here than they sell down there.
Yeah.
Same with the menu. So as far as like practicing your business, it's been an awesome adventure. Not without its ups and downs or anything like that.
Yeah.
But nothing is.
Oh yeah. No, it doesn't. By the way, changing location doesn't change the problems, right?
No, it's
You just get different ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's always challenges that you we always say improvise, adapt, and overcome. What are we doing today? You know, it's hard to, you know, you got to really, I think, you know, take the effort to stay in that mindset too.
So what's next for you? You adjusted the Paso location.
Yeah, we had I don't know if it's a rebrand. What would you call it? Like a reimagining. With the number one thing we've gotten over 4 years has been, why don't you play sports? And I always said, like, look, I like sports too, but like, you can't just add one TV. You got to really do it if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And
one thing about Ryan, when you really do it, you really do it.
Yeah, there's no half measures over here.
Nope.
So maybe I should have listened longer or earlier than I did, but I'm a stubborn person like anyone, and so we're leaning into that. We're leaning into the entertainment side. Be honest with you, food. We can talk food game. You want to talk food?
No, you got to come back for that. But hold on. We're early. You got to go watch the World Cup here coming up at 6
o'clock.
Yeah,
we're all over it. Yeah.
So you set up to be essentially a sports bar.
Yeah.
And your location begs for it.
I mean,
to be honest,
it's hard to know that when you're in it so much, like what the outside world really thinks or what you should listen to.
Well, we see it because for us, like we're kind of the outdoor place, and we're predicated on the weather and being outside, and that's who we are. And love it, hate it, whatever
awesome
it is.
Music.
Yeah. There's a lot of vibe.
Yeah.
I'm not putting anything down.
Yeah.
Your spot, the indoor space, it does lean in Paso.
Huge.
Paso
It's big,
doesn't really have a sports. People have tried, but to execute that, you have to go in and you have to have the games, and it's successful in other towns. I don't, I think it's a great decision, to be honest with you. And you have to try. Fuck, we've tried it.
Yep.
Like, you got to do whatever it takes, because right now we know people are not spending as much money. They're not.
Can I just say something real quick, because it dawned on me, and you're gonna have to explain it for the listeners out there. I don't think they understand what it takes to throw a sports game on a TV. Like, in their mind, I can get it at home. I can just turn it on.
Hit them with that.
You start going into a bar, you have no idea. Like, you see all these football games, what is involved seeing all those it blew my mind.
The NFL is turning into, what are you going to pay next year? $12,000 or something?
I think 11,000.
Yeah, it's something like that.
I think 11,000.
Explain it, because I did the research, and
'Cause
these guys
it
thought I
happened
was
here,
crazy.
and they told me, and I was
and
like,
we
you
didn't
gotta
do
fucking
it.
be kidding
We
me.
didn't do it. We're not going to do it. I just don't have the venue for it.
Well, they base the fees on your fire code occupancy, right? So there's
And Congress is actually having a meeting about this right now.
the
You saw
NFL's
it? It's bullshit.
They're doing some bullshit right now.
Okay, go ahead.
So when you
Explain
come
it.
in and you ask, can I get this game? And we say no, and you get pissed off.
Explain
This is
the
why.
process.
Well, you got to buy the package, right? But it used to be you bought the package, you get all the games. Now you buy the package, but there's some Netflix games, there's some Amazon games, there's some other random games that they throw in there that maybe you don't have that you should have. So it's more. I think it's more complicated to run programming like that than it's ever been. And even UFC, I wanted to do UFC, but it's just cost crazy. It's crazy.
And a typical cost to have all the games, what does that cost you annually?
Annually, well, maybe 20,000 all in.
Yeah, see, we try.
Now
here.
again,
I
if you
didn't
spend
know
20,000, that's fine. If you're making 100,000 because of it, right?
No, absolutely.
But if you're not, that's the thing. We don't know that yet. We just started this, so it's we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it and make the best of it. But
I think what I'm trying to get across is when people come in and they complain that
why don't you just buy all that shit, because it's expensive.
Yeah, or it's not just I know you have it at home. I just can't throw it here.
Totally, and you're competing with $500 100-inch high definition televisions, right?
You go to Buffalo Bills or all those places,
Yeah.
like they're investing in that.
Am I supposed to pay $1,400 a month for the UFC package when you get it for $10?
Right. Yeah. And I agree.
The
Like,
disparity
people
there is
don't
too
get
great.
that.
No one's coming out for that.
No, not at all.
And nobody's going to pay that. And we'll see. I think the NFL is probably still a strong enough product to really pull us through between like college and pro football. Probably be a really good season.
Right.
But
And
we'll
we
find out.
try it here. We do it on these TVs
Yeah.
and these, but we got popped for it.
We got
sure
busted.
as fuck got popped for it.
It's
More
a
we didn't
travesty. It's a
The
travesty.
Irish goodbye, you got to learn that shit. I have to tell you, I have a PhD in getting out of conversations. Do you have this?
What is it?
I'll tell you, there's a trick, and I try to tell my kids.
Hold on, put your shit on. Let's go.
Okay, well, this is going to document this.
All right,
okay,
the
I'm going
Irish
to give everybody
goodbye.
a
You have
lesson.
to leave as a brewery owner.
The Irish goodbye is one that I feel like anybody could use, but the getting out of a conversation is tricky.
Mm-hmm.
When someone's, they just want to talk, and you kind of got to go.
And they spend their hard-earned money with you.
You don't want to just cut them off. I get it.
Yes,
You got to give them some attention, but you also have a customers waiting. So when this is going to be a long story and I got to get going, or so it's all about walking away as you're talking. This is the trick. I'm telling you, it's like this. It goes like
All
this.
right,
It goes,
demonstration.
So you'd be like, oh yeah, is it? Oh my god, that's cool. I like that too. But you got to move as
You
you comment.
gotta-
You got to start your
physical
move before you finish your
geography.
sentence. You can't finish your sentence.
Proximity.
And then turn and walk away. You can't do it. You got to do it mid-sentence. Oh yeah, you know what? I heard of that too. That's really cool. Yeah. And then you got to turn your back and go, and it's all good. You got to. That's how you get out
Proximity.
clean.
That's it.
I have a PhD in getting out of conversation.
Physical proximity.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what
Frank,
you guys are
welcome
talking
to.
about. That sounds
Yeah, that's great. You know what? It's cool. And
Oh,
anyway,
that was awesome.
if you're
Frank's outta
talking when
here.
you walk away,
fucking perfect.
escape clean. Clean escape.
That's a Frank Pinion.
No, mine's real easy. It's like, oh shit, I gotta go check on a tank. No one argues.
No.
That. They're like,
Oh,
oh,
the beer-
fuck, big tanks.
Oh, the beer's burning.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
Exactly.
Frank will also do this.
Oh, I got it. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's
Oh,
some
yeah.
serious.
I'm like,
That's
why
some
is
next
it-
level.
I will
Why is
do
it your
that from here
screensaver?
all the way through the.
Oh, just
I'll
don't
just
even-
put it on my.
No,
Yep,
no,
uh-huh,
no.
yep,
Big
fuck.
call.
Oh,
And
no.
all
you
you
don't
gotta
say.
yell is "fuck" in the phone, and people are like,
man.
oh, he's pissed.
hey, walk with purpose.
Rough
Wait,
day.
a delivery right now? Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, I didn't think we distribute. Okay. I'm taking.
Hey, asshole! Nobody wants to hear you on your phone.
Oh yeah. Hey, can you turn up that stupid video you're watching? Everyone wants to hear it in here. Oh, you're gonna get me. You're gonna get me into the.
All right, highs and lows of a brewery owner.
Highs.
Best part, you took a risk.
Yeah, you
Best
know,
part.
highs are when you plan something with your team and you go over it and you suffer over the details and you plan it diligently and then you pull it off. I'll have to tell you about after our first opening night in the new location. That was an epic moment for our team, our core team. Just because it had been, we'd really taken our time to plan it, and we really wanted it to go well, and we all came together, and it went. Is our first day? It's still our record day.
Yeah.
Your
And it-
first day was your record day.
Yeah,
No
That's
shit.
fucking dope.
first day open.
And there wasn't a lot of other businesses open at that time.
I think there was then, and I'm thinking all but maybe one or all, or maybe they were. We were one of the last ones because we signed our lease after everyone else did. You know,
And they were all praying for you to open.
yeah.
them.
I mean,
They're like,
yeah.
please.
It's just the timing of it, but like even like we just had a really great moment as a team. That's one of those moments you never forget.
Yeah.
When things just came off and we were like felt so good about ourselves and everybody was
Smiles.
so proud.
And it's a
You
lot
know?
of work that goes
Yeah,
into that, right?
a lot of stress, a lot of planning, and just a lot of a lot went into that. So you get those highs. I think the lows you get are when it's always about people. It's always about the ones that didn't work, the ones you gave a shot to, the ones you cared about and you loved and you took care of them, and then they break your heart. Because that happens too. And you told me a long time ago, we were talking, maybe this might be a couple of years ago. I remember it though very well because I remember I said, I said, Rich, we're not supposed to love them, but I can't help it. And you told me, I know, I can't help it either. We had that same sentiment where you can't help but care about them and love them and want them to do well so much, and you invest, but they don't all work. It
No.
just doesn't work all the time. Nobody's hits 1,000,
But if you do the best you can by them, which sounds so crazy, and you treat them with respect,
Yeah.
and you try to, you never have a negative, obviously we always have these things that draw us away, but you're just in their best interest. It's okay when the relationship has
And
to
you feel
suffer.
okay. You feel okay about
do.
it because you did right. You stuck to your morals and you treated them good like everybody. But
Yep.
it just, everyone
And that-
comes from different places. And
Absolutely. And you never know. You might meet someone in the right time of their life where remember, people being inspired or finding something that changes them or helps them grow. That's also, I hate to say the timing thing, but it is, like perspective matters.
Yeah.
And if you would have came to me and asked me to be on a podcast when I was young, it would have been horrible, right?
Yeah.
Because I would just tell everyone what I thought.
Yeah.
And so perspective matters, like life experience matters. Being in the right moment at the right time
Yeah.
matters. And sometimes the right moment is just doing the work, right? And then other times the right moment is recognizing all the things that go into that, and everything comes together and it pops.
What's the most rewarding part for you to doing this? Is it the people? Is it your team? Is it the making things work and seeing it and doing it together as a team?
It's the impact on the community. It's weird. And the Cal Coast community as well, right? So it's like when you have a pub where people hang out and they end a hard day, a day that's been exhausting, or they celebrate. We have some graduates coming in for a party. They celebrate the greatest time in their life. It's that one piece for me is that they chose here to do that, right? Because that's a defining moment in their life.
True.
People ask their significant others to marry them here. They've had wedding parties here.
50th anniversary or
80th
50th
birthday party,
yeah,
right? And
yeah.
so I think that they made a conscious choice, like out of all the places I could choose in the world, I choose this, and we tried to make that a gathering point.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what it is. It's not, if you wanted to make a multi-million-dollar business, you do something where the margin is ridiculous, right? You don't a tile, I'm throwing that out there, but you'd be a contractor or a developer or,
So anything,
you know, like there's things where margins are huge.
Yeah, this is a different game.
This is a different game. It's one person, one pint.
It's energy and relationships. Yeah, yeah.
Frank, what's your most rewarding
What? Rewarding piece of this whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, it's hands down to be able to sit down with Rich and Martha on a Monday, and I hate meetings, but I actually look forward to the Monday meetings. And it's the grows and glows, like, what are we crushing right now? What is coming up? Where can we invest? And then how can we take care of all our employees? Dissecting the data. Okay, this is working. This isn't. What should we change? Like, it's a constant moving piece.
Yeah.
But trying to catch that and have everyone benefit from it I love a challenge. It's fun constantly. So I think that's my fuel to come every day.
Yeah.
Is how do we make it better? How do we make it better?
It's true, and it's never ending. And by the way, every job was like that, but this one,
Some you're more empowered to
own
impact that than others, though. Yeah.
Well,
And
and also on top of that, let me finish. Well, I did finish.
let me finish.
Restart.
Can I finish?
Let me restart.
Can I
that.
finish? Can I finish?
Is to be able to take like the next tier of our leaders to see what we see and have that drive. Like, where can I take this next? Or shit, there's a leaky toilet. If we weren't here, how is that going to get solved?
Yeah.
And they
And
would
give
they
them
would
the
solve
tools.
It.
Yeah,
It might have
but give
taken
them the
longer,
tools.
but they would solve it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not a panic moment. Whatever, we got it. Let's fix it.
Did it take you time to trust not being here? I asked because I know how I feel about
And
that.
you asked him.
No, ask Frank.
I'm deuces. Don't let the fucking place burn down.
Yeah.
But I feel so. This is a
It
good
wasn't
question.
like that the first 4 years though.
Okay, I
but
was
now
gonna-
where
okay,
we're at,
I get it. Yeah.
But I feel that
I
Frank.
trust.
I think we're a good team.
they're gonna
because
fall on their face. You got to pick them back up and
you
let
need
them learn.
Because if you just get in your car and drive away and drive to Cayucas, no offense, because I love my brother, but it's gonna be a shit show. If we stay here all the time, every minute, no one's gonna grow. So somewhere in the middle of that,
100%.
Trust is a big factor, yes.
The beauty. Yeah, because he's not wrong. Like, we're both right. Like if you just say, hey, I make the beer and I own the place, go figure it out, you're going to get what organizations are designed to get the results they get. If you hover over them all the time, you know what I'm saying? The same thing
Helicopter
twice.
management doesn't work.
Maybe this is
And
bad.
somewhere in the middle is the right. is the right
Yeah,
amount.
I have this thing with my managers because we're a small business. And I always say small business is where you go where you want to have input and impact and you want to see the whole thing run, right? You're not looking to really be a cog because if you're going to manage a small business, you don't get the luxury of just having like your little department and your little cubicle. And so, like, there's a million people be like, you need to define the job and give me a job. I always say, like, sometimes, like, you don't want to get caught between where, like, your employees want you to, like, be the small business when it works for them, but they want you to be the giant corporation when that works for them.
Can't have it both.
That's a solid point.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, when it comes to this, I want all this, but that's a corporate thing. But I want the flexibility of just being like down homey and I know the owner. But you cannot have both.
That is a great point.
So
It would be like Jake hanging out with us, doing this and organizing it.
I get
and then
overtime.
saying, hey, at the end, well, no, he deserves that.
get-
But
just say it.
at the end, saying I'm overworked and I'm overwhelmed, and you guys have been stressing me out about it.
I need
and
like
you're right. You're actually right, because you're like, hey, dude, if you told me and communicated, I'm using, but any of your team, if you communicated, we would fix it.
Yeah.
Right. If you said that, but using it at your convenience is exhausting, because it's like, are you trying to run me around? Because
And this, again,
I'm trying to be good to
Are
you.
you trying to
every
give or
turn.
get? What are you trying to do? Or like, is it a we or me? Like,
Intentions matter.
Yeah.
And it's scary because you never know who's going to sue you
oh yeah,
and say, I didn't get this. You didn't treat me right.
yeah.
And I don't even think that comes from our people. I think it comes from society and all we see. We're like inundated with businesses who, and I'm going to leave that actually right there. I do feel like if you're good to people and you do the right thing and you treat them well, you're just not going to see a lot of those instances.
We haven't either, because we,
Yeah.
again, our heart's always in the right place. You're not going to find anyone who's like, oh, we did them wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if they're not happy here, like we want
It's
to
okay.
find them a spot.
It's
for
okay.
them.
It's okay.
And that doesn't happen a lot, but it's like there's no reason for both of us to be miserable.
No.
You know, and where do you want to go? Because for some people, the union approach and like, this is when I start,
Maybe
this
that's
is when
better.
I stop, is easier on them mentally,
structure,
right? And
right?
we've talked
And when
about
you're
that.
small business, your structure is a challenge.
And we don't have structure. It's like
not like a
keep
corporate-
bringing up
it's
Jake.
just-
Jake's helping us.
Yeah,
Shit,
listen.
This podcast is running
Multiple
over.
hats.
He's got to work. He's going to be here all fucking night. And if he doesn't enjoy this, and it's not
won't be
something
here.
he would be stressed by it.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But instead, he'll tell us. Hopefully, we have that relationship. He'll tell us, hey, this is becoming too much for us.
I need a couple days off, or I got to go.
Or
do
I
this
don't want to
whatever.
work on Friday.
Yeah.
Right? But we only know, this is the craziest part about being a business owner. You can only help someone with what they're willing to communicate to you, because we're willing to help with anything. But people have this running conversation in their head that they don't want to let you down, that they don't want to fail, that they don't. There's a lot of things there. If they just told you, you'd be like, shit, well, let's switch days. Let's figure it out for you, you know? And that's the hardest part, I think, is embracing what they're bringing to your doorstep and then using that to go forward. Yeah.
I would say to my
Yeah,
managers,
right, buddy? Frank is like, how many hours are we doing this right now?
I feel like we're 3.
we are about.
Hey,
Listen,
Isaiah was the last one, which is going to air before this. He wanted to break the record like Joe Rogan. You broke the record.
we're like
Can
we're
this-
under
can
3
we
hours
split this?
till we're done.
Like, under what?
We're less than a couple hours away from being done with this today.
We're yeah, we have to be gone.
I got a
Jake has
tank
to-
we
leaking.
run out of hard drives.
I get a
babe.
tank leaking.
Martha
The
will
batteries
drive
died.
down here and open this place and stare Jake down.
I gotta say, don't
And
pull
Jake
my
will be
string.
like,
You pulled my
I
string.
knew
I'll talk
this
all
was
day.
going to happen, dude. I knew this coming into it.
But do you think
right.
this is bad? This is what I tell my managers, and maybe it's wrong, but whatever. I say to them, I have a 1-word job description for my managers.
What is it?
Everything.
everything.
Everything?
And I
Hey.
know that that's like
All duties as a
people will
sign.
tell me I'm
All-
lazy, or people will tell I don't care, because that's what it is. If you really want to be a manager and you want to work with me, your job is everything. If it's a napkin on the floor, it's your job. If there's a dirty thing over here, if something's broke there, you can't walk past anything and be
Yeah.
like, that's not my job. No,
Do they say it like that?
they never
Are
do.
you-
They never do. They never go, that's not my job. There's no. I don't want to hear that ever. I don't want to hear that ever, because I don't hear it. I go pick up the dog poop outside or whatever it is.
So in education, they call that other duties as assigned, and it's at the bottom of your job description. So you can add that to everything. Other duties as assigned.
Yeah.
But here we call it no job is above or below anyone else.
No.
We're going to mop the floors.
And you got to
Jake's
set that
helping us.
example. Obviously, you guys set that example.
It's crazy cool actually to see the team, and they don't accept it from anyone else. Like our team doesn't get offended by being asked to do something. They get offended by a new team member
who won't do it.
It only happens once.
and it shows, and they start to get pissed. They're
You
worse
know,
than we are.
This is what I love
Because
about
they're
this.
like, hey,
No, man. I've done that 100 times. You just got here. This is called culture, and you've built a culture
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah.
And I say that too. I would say it took us 2 years to get the culture that we still have now, but it's stuck. Our culture, the we over me. Though I would say this, we're in a small boat together, guys. So when it's time to row, we're gonna hit some waves, and I don't want to look. Nobody wants to see you eating a sandwich when it's time to row. No one wants to see you pouting about your and feeling sorry for yourself. It's time to row now. Friday, Saturdays, these are game days. It's not about you. It's about us
Yeah.
and what we're doing together. And when you create that culture, and that culture is strong, like a me person stands out like a sore thumb, and it's like totally intolerable to the entire team. So the few times that we've invited someone in that could be a we person for a week or a month or even a year, the moment they fell into the me, it's just you cannot. It's just unbearable for the whole
We
team.
over me. You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. And it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Oh yeah, you just can't get around it. It's like no.
And the craziest part as a leader is this. You know where we could fail this team, and they by the way, they would jump you if this happened.
Mm-hmm.
If you reward someone who's not doing a good job,
just hurt everybody.
and being
Yeah,
right by
no,
all them,
no.
they would look at you and be like,
oh, what am I doing?
Are you
then?
serious right now?
No, they
like,
would.
dude, we're jumping you, bro.
And they
Like,
would-
we loved you this entire time. And
But you
now
could lose
you
it all
wronged
in them.
us by like
Yeah.
rewarding this behavior that
this-
is
you
not
know
acceptable.
that's not part of the
Because they're
program.
all looking at you like,
Are you gonna say something?
How are you gonna deal with this?
I have to say,
or do you want me to deal
my
with
team
it?
regulates though. My
Because
team
we'll put hands on them right
I'm
now.
just telling you, my team regulates. My team will come straight to me, and I always love this about them. Like if you can't come to my manager, they'll come to me and be like, "This is not okay." I mean, I'm not saying this.
Yeah.
I've made mistakes. Some of the mistakes I made is hiring friends, and I don't want to be. I'll never say don't hire friends and family. I'll never ever say that because I've had some of the best relationships, friends and family, working with them. So you can't. I always say, don't be the friend that I hired that makes people say that.
right.
That makes you the dickhead.
Yeah.
Don't let me hire you because I know who you are and let you skip all the other paying your dues and let you skip the line to come here and then not perform or take advantage or take it for granted because that you suck then.
Yeah.
If I hire you and you get this job just because you know me and I respect you means you owe me more.
Oh yeah.
You owe me more than the person I didn't know.
Oh no, you're right. Because if I said or Frank said, we vouch for this person, which we don't do.
Yeah.
They have to run through the team. We
Yeah.
vouch for this person.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be like,
It's on you. I would
Yeah.
say whoever brought him in the boat has to throw him out.
Yeah, but I ain't bringing a bag of ass to the brewery.
If you brought him
ain't.
in the boat, I'll
You
listen
brought
to
Noah.
you.
You drove
I'll
Noah?
listen to you. If you're like, look, this person needs to come in the boat. I'm like, that's great. But if it doesn't work out, you're throwing him off the boat.
do you
Yeah.
vouch for him?
And
That's
I've had
it.
people in the past be, I won't
Let 'em-
recommend anybody here. I'm not recommending anybody. I'm like, that's good. That's good. Because if you do, you better be right.
Yep.
Because you're gonna, and we always say like when we hire, it's so much easier to hire than it is to fire. It's painful to fire people. I've had some of the, I mean, I've had people. Have you ever had to let
We
someone
actually
go?
don't mind it. You can send them over. 'cause-
Have
pretty
you?
good.
I've had people I had to let go. I couldn't sleep for a week.
really?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh no, we can help you with that.
Nah. I mean,
I think here's the thing. If they're not doing right by your team
Yeah.
and they don't embody the things that you care about.
you're right.
You actually, it's more stressful to hold them around and make your
100%
team
more
enjoy that.
painful to keep them. But
But you have to let them know 100% way before you're fucking up. You're fucking up. You're fucking up.
And
You're
what
fucking
happens
up.
sometimes is, and I've done this.
Don't let it be a surprise.
I've hired people who I took a chance on and maybe they weren't quite ready, but I love giving people, I love hiring people on the cusp of their readiness.
Yeah.
I love that.
But you're going to have some misses in there.
And
that's
those ones
okay.
hurt because that person didn't do anything wrong. They just weren't quite good enough.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. And they weren't trying to hurt the business. They weren't trying to, and those are rough.
Yeah.
Those are rough.
Yeah. I don't disagree with
I
that.
never take lightly taking someone's job away.
And
No,
understand this.
Absolutely.
You're doing
That's a
something
livelihood.
wrong. You're doing something wrong, and this still happens. No one should be surprised.
Yeah.
They should not be surprised.
By the time it happens,
they
they're
should
not.
say, "You've talked to me
I know. And
1,000 times.
And these are tough conversations.
I understand.
I've also brought all my managers need to be in the room with me when these difficult conversations happen, because I say we all got to suffer together. Because I never dictate, I never mandate a hire. I will never mandate a hire. I will let my crew choose. I would say, if you're my general manager,
Put your hand
if you're
in.
in charge of the meal, you get to shop for the groceries. So let's do it together. Well, we all got to agree that this person is going to be an asset to our team.
Yep.
Let's do
and
that.
we're responsible for their success.
Yes. And
Right?
we're going to do it together. And then if we let them go, we're doing that together too. Because we got to share in the pain of hiring the wrong person.
Yep. And it's okay. Remember, we've all had situations where they didn't turn out correctly.
Yes.
They didn't turn out the way we wanted.
Yeah.
That doesn't reflect on who we are as people.
No,
right?
but I think,
reflects
you know,
on
you
them.
learn and
That
you-
doesn't make it easier.
You can
but-
learn and make better
Yeah.
decisions. But it's those are tough. Those are the toughest moments. Again, it's like you're if you're. I would say sports business is just like sports. I treat it just like sports, where it's like you know at the end of the day we got to compete and we got to do our best, and you just there's no getting around that, and you know you see it all the time in NFL. They got to let people go that they don't want to let go, or maybe they're just not.
It happens.
And if your team evolves and someone's not evolving with it.
Look at these soccer teams. World Cup is here. As you advance and move, most of those guys aren't there. They took it to a level and maximized what it is, and then other people did.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this. So the pot calling the kettle black. If you told me, and I hope this happens, to be honest. I actually don't hope it. But if you told me, Rich, you're the CEO of Calco's Beer, and we can go twice as big as we are right now and make more money with you stepping aside, what the fuck do you say to that? Right? Like,
Yeah.
am I going to stand in the way and try to, like, I'm going to say, and it doesn't make it easier,
Yeah.
but if the people around you have lost faith and they don't know, you know, like, you've got to regroup and that, I guess that's an experience thing. You know, if the people around you who you trust, but if I don't know everything, Frank doesn't know everything. If we told Frank, hey, we got a new brewer, we're going to do all this, you still have all your ownership, you get to sit on the beach, he would leave like, instantly. We're actually trying to drag him back.
Actually, he's like, can I get that in writing?
Yep.
And because we care about like the end product.
Yeah.
And if that was
We
real,
do.
you know, and it does, I make that seem simplified, but if it was real and it was going to be better, then so be it. I don't think anyone can outwork us, and I don't think anyone can care more than we do. And I don't think anyone can be more skilled than we are because we invest everything we have.
Yeah.
You know, and for our people, okay, this is a good question. Would you rather hire from the outside? Frank's like ready to go.
Oh, wait, I'm about
you?
shit.
No, this
He's like,
is
I'm
part
halfway
A.
in home
No,
in the
this is
car.
part A and part
It's
B.
only
We're doing
hour
part A and
4.
part
We're doing
B.
good.
Dude.
No,
Hey, it's your
we did
fucking
double
Friday.
bucket. I
You don't
know.
have shit to
Gosh,
do
we're on
right
the
now.
beach right now. It's
Hey,
gonna be beautiful.
Dude, get
This is so
I
much
love
better
this
than the
guy. I
beach.
love
Hey, you're
this
gonna
guy.
put.
I've never sat this long.
Oh,
Fuck.
God.
Butt's getting
Am I-
numb.
Well, Am I on an
that's
airplane?
That's because you're in charge of maintenance and operations, and the damn urinal's fucking
We had a-
flooding all over the
We
shit.
had a couple of nice breaks.
We did.
We did. We should do one.
All right, Frank made me forget my question because he's rolling his eyes over there. Jesus.
I'm not rolling my
Hey,
eyes.
read the room.
Made me sound
Read
like a
the room.
12-year-old girl.
Best part of the podcast right there. Took his ball and going home, and he doesn't even like sports.
Yep.
I
I think
actually
it's
don't.
important that
Go.
I think we think about in the future a collaboration.
I'd love to, whatever that is.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're the collaboration guy?
I
love
know.
you.
I would love to do a collaboration, and I mean,
Barely
I think
likes
you've
people.
earned a nickname, Hollywood.
Are you trying to,
Oh,
you're
shit.
trying to close this
Hollywood.
out right now? I like what you're doing right now. He's
Angelina
telling you
and
and I to shut
Jennifer.
the fuck up right now.
He's like, we got to wrap this
Yeah.
bitch.
We got to. There's not enough. No, absolutely.
For
no.
everyone
the
out
leadership
there,
and
we
you
know we're
guys
doing
building
part
teams.
A and part B. No, Frank, do
But
your
hold
real,
on, time out.
do your
Time
real
out. Ryan,
closure.
Ryan, I want you to know that the team building leadership piece, like that's very close to my heart. Nowhere close to it is to his heart, and it's the same for you. Like to build a team and watch them be successful, and you have a passion and you're emotional about who comes and works with you.
Yeah. I
And-
feel like that's our we have the same DNA.
I do
in that
too.
sense.
I do
And
too.
from day one, I knew that about
Yes.
you guys.
But you guys have the outlaw DNA.
what does that mean?
Double middle fingers. to
Yeah,
this
you
guy.
push a little bit.
And
fuck
me,
off.
I'm kind of like, let me figure it out.
I don't know. I just like that's why I say I'm not.
That's why you relate to all of us.
Yeah, and I don't try to necessarily always be the front-facing person in my business because, yeah,
No,
you know,
I get
like
it.
I'm,
Well, you can't be there all the
Well,
time.
you're nervous about
Yeah.
getting sued all the time, which I understand.
and I don't have much of a filter, and I have a real strong don't give a fuck.
That's the outlaw PC's talking about.
Yeah.
As the kids say, IDGAF.
Yeah. So
Is that
but
right? They
honestly,
don't.
it's not.
No,
It
Jake
doesn't
says
come from
they
a
don't,
bad
so
place.
they-
I just really, you know,
you don't want to put up with the petty shit.
No,
like,
and
I need to move on.
I don't feel like I need to prove anything to anyone, and also I don't think anyone should give a shit what I think. No, I don't ever think that people should think that. But I'm just my own person. I got here by blood, sweat, and tears like you have. It's you have a certain
Grind and work.
yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to say that this is the first 3-hour podcast that we've done with Rich with his fly down the
I feel like
entire
we're
time.
I feel like we're just
No,
getting
it's
warmed
the-
up.
It's up. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was all you had. That's
Cheers.
how you ended
Cheers.
it? There you go.
Thank you for having me. Hopefully, it's the first of many. Yes.
First of
No,
many. Let's
this is
go.
going to be like
Okay.
3 different podcasts.
I think you and Jake might start one too about the movie industry.
What
too.
makes this movie great? I could do
And you
something
can
like
sit
that.
right here and do whatever you want. Cheers.